Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to RoadCraft. What is live stream number 66 as we continue our journey through the game. Good morning, welcome back. Today we're back in RoadCraft's Reclaim DLC. We started this just before the Easter holidays. I think we managed one stream, and obviously then we ran out of time before the Easter holidays began. We're back today to continue this DLC as we continue our playthrough of the whole game and everything it has to offer. From what we discovered in the first stream of this DLC, we went on to the first map, Autumn Collapse. We got a wrecking ball. We learned how to use it and learned that it's not the same as the base game, this DLC, because it involves you finding lots of things for yourself rather than being told what missions you need to complete fully. So lots to figure out, lots to do, and hopefully we can crack on today and get quite a bit done. That's the aim anyway. Massive thank you to anyone who joined us yesterday for our first stream back after the Easter holidays. Obviously, as I said yesterday, we weren't expected to be back this week. We were hoping to have had the surgery during Easter, which would have meant we wouldn't have been streaming this week, but instead we didn't have the surgery because it was cancelled. So we'll have it at some point, hopefully in the near future. But we'll let everyone know when we know. At the minute, I've heard nothing. I don't know when it's going to happen at this point. But yeah, so Reclaim DLC for RoadCraft today. From what I remember, the difference between this and the base game is quite dramatic in terms of you're not told everything you need to figure out. You've got to find things yourself to then get the missions and stuff to show up. So I'm just checking sound and stuff. So lots of hopefully to do today on the first map, Autumn Collapse. But we'll figure it out as we go, as always. Right. But yeah, as I say, a big thanks to everyone joining us today. I've been clever this week. For the first time in a good few years, whenever we've lost streaming time because of school holidays and things, I always then jump back into it without really thinking of the consequences. So normally I would have scheduled 5 streams this week and just cracked on, and then by Wednesday, Thursday be really struggling. I haven't done that this week. I've actually still had Wednesday off as planned, as we've been having a bit more off recently just because I need more time to actually get stuff done, which I'm still not managing. But yeah, I felt it yesterday. After finishing the stream yesterday evening, I really felt it. And everyone was like, streaming's easy. It is to a degree. Like, physically, most people will find it simple. You're just sitting there. But for someone who struggles massively with the back because of the accident and stuff, just sitting there isn't easy for me. And yeah, it's quite weird. I forget how much it affects me until after it's done. Then I realise, and it's like, yeah, okay. I can feel that today. But we're back. Anyway, there were some patch notes done since the last time we streamed this. They fixed the missing banner. Credits not being added when selling. We've not had any of those issues. Gearbox we don't have because we're not starting the game. A few things have changed with the new Wayfair vehicles, but we haven't had a look at those yet. And yeah, nothing major, to be fair. Nothing that affects us anyway. Right, let's crack on. So Autumn Collapse, we're 16% through as it stands. We've done 3 of 15 infrastructure requests. We've got 1 main objective to do and 35 side with 6 already complete. Now, one of the new vehicles we figured out on the last stream was a vehicle that you can scan a radar around you. We didn't realise till after we'd used it a few times. Actually, it takes away some of your tokens. So we need to be a bit more wary of how often we're using that. But a lot of this DLC is more about exploration, finding things for yourself. We did use the wrecking ball as well in the first stream of this DLC, which was okay. It was all right. It's depends how much more you can use it. I think more than anything else. Be interesting to see. But we'll have a look, see what we can get done today. We've got 3.5 hours to crack on. Okay, let's have a look. There's some new objectives popping up now, so we'll just hold off for a second and let it catch up. We'll try and use the new vehicles as well when we can. Those are new things. So the main mission here, let's head over and see what we're dealing with and start building. So we need to build the oil rig is the first thing we need to do here, which is not as simple as it sounds. How do I get the others to show up? There we go. Concrete slabs, steel pipes and steel beams. And then we also need to build the oil storage, which needs 5 concrete slabs and 5 steel beams. We also need to put power to it as well. That's the main missions. I'll hide the solid objects in a minute. Which sounds simple, but we haven't found places to actually do these things yet. We also need to build a road. So we've got a road to build from the hydroelectric plant all the way up to here. I'm assuming we then need a bridge to go across to here, I would say. So we've got a road to build there. Restore the metal beam production facility. That's all the way up over here. And for this, we need... if I track that, it will tell us what we need. 2 concrete slabs, 3 steel pipes, and 5 logs. Logs are simple. Pipes and concrete slabs may be a different story. We've got deliver metal pipes. So we've got to set an infrastructure route up here, and that will give us metal pipes. So that's something we do need to do. So this route is coming from main base to the concrete slab facility. No, so I'm trying to... From there to... Where's the end point? I can't remember how to do it. There's a way of switching end point. The infrastructure route. Where's the concrete slab facility? Lighthouse, flooded mine, castle. I can't see where the concrete slab facility is. We may not have found it yet, to be fair. Hence why I can't swap to it. Yeah, it might be I've not found it. Because I can't get anything to show up. Maybe we haven't found it. Steel refinery there. Okay. It's not, the actual endpoint isn't showing. I wonder if I've not found it yet. Maybe the issue there. Let me just reply to my little boy. There we go. Yeah, I think we need to find the concrete slab facility here to actually see where we're going to. I can't actually show it currently. So that's that one. And then unblock the way to the castle. So there's an optional here. If I track this for a second. Optional, deliver cargo safely. Oh, it's explosives, that's why. So we need to take explosives from over there, deliver them to there. The issue is we don't quite know how to get to there at the minute, because that's over the other side of the water by looks of things. So, I think the first thing we start with today is build a road. I think that makes the most sense first and foremost. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Build a road first there, and then we may have to go and do some exploring. We need to find the concrete facility. I don't quite, until we know what that is, we don't quite know where we've got to do this convoy. That's the thing. Radio tower's over there. As we've already seen, to actually get things unlocked, we need to be finding them ourselves. So we're going to need to find a way across the water as well. Whether or not you can go up around the edge over here, I don't know. But we're going to need to figure things out. So I think we start for building a road. We have got a base location here, so quick and easy to get stuff there. Why are we not? I can't actually. Can I track the mission? Yes. Can track the mission. There we go. So the road is going from there across to there, and then we'll build a bridge. We may even need then to extend the road along here, to be fair. That might be something we need to have a look at. We won't need to extend this road, I don't think, by the looks of things. Yeah, I think that's a good starting point. The only thing I'm not sure of is sand. Okay, we do have a quarry here that's active. Only goes to there. Annoyingly. We may have to use an extension with heavy dump trucks maybe to extend it out over here to get to the edge. We'll see. But we'll start off straight away. Yeah, Yeah, let's go to garage. We need a dump truck out, and we always set the AI to do the dump truck for us, mainly because it's just annoying otherwise. It's a lot easier to get the AI doing it while we're busy doing other stuff, to be fair. So that's the new tree destroyer thing. So we want the Bakel 65. That's what we want, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know if is there a new one in the shops where I think about it. There may be new ones, I'm not sure. Heavy dump truck, there's the Bakel. Is that a dump truck? Yes. Okay, it's not, it's a dump tipper. 40 ton. Wow. Okay. So that is one of the new DLC vehicles. It's a dump tipper. I wonder what the difference is. Obviously we've got the heavy dumper. Is that the only new one? That is the only new one for road. So it's 50 grand. We need to sell a few things, I think, to actually get it. But actually, I think we should, it's something new, we should give it a go and see what it's like, shouldn't we, really? As we've always tried to use DLC vehicles. So in that case, we need to sell something here. And our best thing for us to sell is our bridge vehicles, since we have so many of them. Two different types of crayfish. Right. We need 50 grand. I don't know if we've got enough for that, to be fair. We'll find out in a second. But yeah, bridge vehicles, we tend to have, we had quite a few of those because we didn't realise you could just use the same, make a new actual bit for it. We didn't know that at the time. So we just bought new ones to, instead of doing actual new bridge. Okay, we got, they're all different, aren't they? The Mule T ones, yeah, they're all different. And basically, we don't want more than one of the same thing, really. So we have got a Vostok, they're 70 grand, so we'll sell one of the Vostoks. There we go. And then we can go to the shop and we can buy the new dump truck. It does mean we may have to use it a little bit ourselves before we give it to the AI to use. So this is our new vehicle. Let's give this one a go then. As a brand new vehicle for us to use. I'm curious to how it's going to work, to be fair. Obviously, we've not had a good history with Wayfarers. They've always been a bit troublesome to use. So I'm interested to see how this gets on. This does have all-wheel drive, interestingly. Whereas the base Wayfarer that we've used during the base game doesn't have all-wheel drive. And that's always been a problem. Because it's always straight. Anything other than a road, it doesn't work. They say this is this actually can. Supposedly this can work as a thing, as a quarry point, but I don't think it could. Because this doesn't come under the actual premise of this doesn't come under heavy dump truck. It's not what it says. Stop there a second. This isn't known as a heavy dump truck. But that's telling me it is known as that. So this is, if we click on this for a second, it's a dump tipper. But it comes under the classification of heavy dump truck. So it does work as a mobile quarry point as well, interestingly. I didn't think it would count as one, mainly because, well, it's not a heavy dump tipper, but obviously it's telling us it is. Okay, so the start point is here. I do want to give it a go ourselves first, just to see what we think. Okay, we may have to do it all. The only issue I generally have with doing the sand is I find it really tricky to keep it level. That's normally my issue with doing the sand. And also the turning circle of this vehicle is rubbish, to be honest. Which obviously will be an issue going forward. The turning circle is horrendous. Got a good way to start the day. Building a road, first and foremost. Luckily everything's nearby. It makes life a little bit easier. Don't tip, don't tip, don't tip. Really messed up already. Right. So, I don't know the spread or how this is going to work. Might do is put this block on. Whoa, okay. I'm gonna go over. Yeah, that didn't quite go the way I thought it would. In all honesty. Interesting. I don't think I can get it back on its feet as it is. Oh yeah, maybe. No, it won't dig in. You can just bring it back, to be fair. What? Obviously, the issue we had there was it just tipped as soon as I tried to put any sand down. It's like the sand gets underneath the wheels. And that was it. It just didn't like it after that. Let's give it another go. This may actually work out to be one of the worst vehicles we've had. We already know the base Wayfarer is horrendous. But that's all because of lack of all-wheel drive, I think, more than anything else. But that was just ridiculous. The minute you start deploying the sand, it just seems to not like it. I also think it's glitched a little bit, because the sand is still refilling although it's full. Okay, the sand that's there, we can use that, it's not the end of the world. I just don't quite understand how it was so bad. In all honesty. Okay, it's finished refilling now. Don't it? Just seems to have no balance. Oh, there's a rock there, hence why it's not liking it. Yeah, this doesn't have any balance. Okay, let's try again. We'll give it one last go. So far, I'm not impressed. We've always had issues with Wayfarers, and yeah, this is definitely adding to that issue with Wayfarers, I think. Just awkward and bouncy, which is not what you want from a vehicle tipping sand. I do find putting sand down tricky. Just to get an even layer, I find is tricky. Okay, got to refill it. But yeah, not a fan of this as a tipper. I think the AI using it may be alright, but as us using it ourselves, not a fan. It does hold a lot of sand. That's the other thing. Which is good, because it holds more sand than some of the other vehicles, which obviously makes it a bit better, because it means you can do more with what we need to. But it's just so bumpy. Which you don't want that. You want something even when you're doing this. You don't want bumpy. I can't go any open than that, to be fair. It just feels horrible to actually try and put the sand down with it. I didn't think it'd be that bad, but it is that bad. And normally we allow the AI to do it, but obviously we're out of the zone now to refill. But I wanted to actually use the vehicle ourselves first. It may be interesting to see the AI use it, just see if it struggles with it in terms of bouncing and being all over the place. Because it may only be an us thing. It also may be an AI thing as well. So I think next time we're on the road, we'll give the AI this to use and see how it gets on. But yeah, personally, not a fan. Struggles massively, bounces too much, just unstable. when deploying sand. And I really wanted to like it, because you know, I hate all the Wayfarer vehicles. I really wanted to like this one. I was really hoping it'd do really good. But, yeah. I think it's showing us that the Wayfarer still is the worst vehicle in the game. There's actual log, I think, we didn't even check the route, there's a log here. I didn't check the route to see if the route was clear, to be fair. Right, we need to get this back to refill anyway. We will then need to go and deploy the log breaker. I can't think what it's called, to be fair. The big vehicle that destroys everything in its path. Which was quite fun to use last time. We'll smooth out the sand we've done so far while this refills. Then we'll bring the thing across to destroy that log, and we'll check the route going forward as well. But yeah, so far, not a big fan of this at all. I just find it horrible to use. But there we go. We're giving it a go, and that's what we do with all the new vehicles. We give it a go, see what we think, and go from there. Okay. I didn't want this first, did I? Just realised I didn't want this first. Move this to the side quickly. I wasn't meant to get this first. I wanted the Pioneer first and foremost to do the sand that's already there. So we need to level off the sands with there, because then that can get there a bit easier. So we'll do that first and foremost, and then we'll go and destroy the tree that's in the way. Check the rest of the route as well, just in case anything else is blocking the path. And then we'll carry on laying sand. But yeah, we'll give next time we do a road, we'll give the new Wayfarer sand tipper to the AI to use, see how it gets on. But yeah, so far, not a fan of it. Think it's a bit useless personally. But we shall see. Right. I need to just get the sand a bit flatter over this way. Obviously this is where we messed up immediately with it. Probably push some of that sand across here to actually fill in this bit of gap here, so we can turn a bit easier there. But yeah, so far the Wayfarer is still showing us to be one of the worst vehicle brands in the game. I think there's one other new Wayfarer we haven't used yet as well, so we'll finally get a chance to use that hopefully soon, and then when we do we'll see if that's as bad as the other ones of the same brand. But yeah, not a fan. I think also in the patch notes we saw at the start that Wayfarer we just used for tipping the sand out has been rebalanced. Well, if that's been rebalanced, I don't know how bad it was before it was rebalanced, because now that is so not balanced. The city just struggles so much to stay upright. So I'm curious to how bad it was to start with, because it's just ridiculous now. Unless they've made it worse, I don't know. Seems weird. What are we getting stuck on? Pioneer never struggles. Yeah, it seems to be struggling with something. Interesting. I think it's might be just some of the small rocks, to be fair, showing up. Right, okay, we've got to the tree at least, which is where we wanted to get to. The reason we was doing this first was because we've got the vehicle to destroy the tree, but I wanted to make sure we could get them out bouncing everywhere, because the sand's being piled up. Right, start with that. We're going to jump into the destroyer. Nicknamed it. Missed the turning straight away. Feels like an age since we were last in RoadCraft as well. Okay, we're just going to go across to where the sand finishes, destroy the tree that's there, and then we'll keep driving the route just in case is anything else there we need to deal with. I think the reward for this road as well is rubbish. I think it's 3 tokens, which may be useful, but not really helping us crack on and get stuff done, is it? But I think we've got to do some exploring as well. We need materials. The best way of finding materials is by exploring by looks of things. And that's what this DLC is more about, is finding everything yourself rather than being told where things are. Which I like the idea of, to be fair. I do like the idea of finding everything yourself. You probably could have used something else to destroy this tree, but it's fine, we're here. That's just another excuse to use the crusher really more than anything else. But yeah, see, we'll have to try again with the Wayfarer and just see. Maybe just first teething problems, maybe, I don't know. I kind of want to like it, but it's just, yeah, it's bad. Right, crushing mode activated. We'll destroy the tree that's here first. And then we'll have a look at what else is in the way as we go. So we'll just keep following the route where the road's going to be, just to see if there's anything else in our way. Just hear the proper diesel engine, can't you? It's not liking the route, is it? It's struggling a little bit. This is the point of carrying on trying to lay sand without checking the route first. Yeah, it is struggling quite a bit. There are some more branches and stuff here. You just see the end just over there. Obviously we'll need a bridge over the other side as well. I think other than that tree being down, there wasn't much more to do with the X-ray crushing. Yeah, there wasn't really much else to do, to be fair. Let's park this up then a minute. Forget how bad the turning circle this is, to be fair. Right, get out of the way. I'm sure we'll come back and use this shortly. Let's get out of the way first. Okay. So let's jump back into the Wayfarer and lay the rest of the sand. As I say, not overly impressed so far with the Wayfarer. I just find it so unstable. But as I say, I think this was one of the ones that said that the patch notes has been balanced. So God knows how bad it was to start with. Because now it is horrendous. I like the fact that you can obviously hold more sand, and that's good. But if you can't control it while it's putting the sand down, well, it bounces so much. Yeah, it's just so bouncy. It gets silly when you're trying to add sand. But yeah, it can hold so much sand, which is really good. That's the weird thing, is because it can hold so much, you kind of want to use it, especially for longer roads where the quarry's a little bit further away. But yeah, it's just horrendous. I think it's that point of actually the back going up, start unloading the sand. It's that bit there, and you're trying to go forward at the same time, but obviously you've got to be careful how quick you go forward, because you don't want to release the sand too late and leave a gap. So getting that timing right is really important. But the minute you start trying to lay the sand and too much goes down, the back will start not being happy, and it just struggles massively. Don't tip over. If you tip over, I'm benching it. Right. But yeah, I don't know if it's me getting used to it or what, but yeah, not a fan so far. As I say, I think it's brilliant. It can hold such an amount of sand, but you've got to be able to control the vehicle laying the sand. Otherwise, what's the point? This bounces too much. Fairly laden it. But yeah, it can lay a lot more than other vehicles can. It can hold a lot more than other vehicles can, so it makes it really useful in that respect. Especially for these longer bits of road. That's as high as it goes. I don't know. Although it holds a lot more sand, I'm sure it holds more than normal. Just double check that. I'm pretty sure it holds more than normal. It says it holds 40 ton. What does a normal one hold? We go to a normal bay cow, not Tiger, bay cow. Oh no, actually, so it doesn't hold any more than the normal tippers. So, okay, in that regard then, it's rubbish. I thought it held more than the other tippers, and that way would make it useful. But actually, the fact it's so bouncy, so tricky to use, and deploy sand with, if it holds the same amount as other vehicles, then no. It is not good at all. We'll use it for the rest of this just because we've already got it out, but I don't know. Maybe if we do another road, we'll give it to the AI to use. We'll just see how the AI gets on. But yeah, not a fan. And as I say, they've rebalanced it recently to balance the weight out better. I want to know how bad it was to start with. If anyone else has used this vehicle when this DLC first released, let us know how bad it was, because I know it's been rebalanced, but I find now it's horrendous. We didn't use it on release. It wasn't one of the first vehicles we had a chance to use when the DLC released, so this is our first time of using it, and yeah, not a fan. I was really hoping it held more because it made it useful, but it doesn't hold more sand, so it's no longer useful now. So it's just so awkward. I think the whole Wayfarer brand in this is just... I don't know if they're a real brand in real life, but if they are, they've been represented badly. Because in this, every vehicle they have is rubbish. I don't know if I'm going to get to the finish line with it. You're going to tell me I need one more load, aren't you? Annoyingly. Yeah. Ah, we need one more load. We're nearly there. I think the other tippers as well, they're quicker to tip, but also they're not as long or go as high, so they're a lot more stable in that regard. Because this is so much longer, turning circle, it's not very good either. Whereas the normal base tippers are pretty good as they are, and also they're handled really well in all conditions. Obviously we haven't had a chance to really deep mud with this yet. I don't think I want to give it a try. It just can't even handle normal ground. So yeah, not a fan. But we always try and use the DLC vehicles when they release, just to see what they're like. And yeah, probably won't be using it again. For 50 grand as well. I think the cheaper base versions do such a good job that this isn't needed. I think that's the thing. If they add new vehicles to the game, they need to be needed. They need to be better than the ones currently in, or have a better purpose maybe than the ones already in. And this doesn't have it. As I say, I thought it held more sand than the normal tippers, and that would have made it really useful. But it doesn't. It holds the same amount. So it kind of negates the fact that the bit it could be useful for isn't there anymore. It kind of negates that now. Right, I do need to put a bit more sand here though. And then we've got this last little bit to do at the top here. First mission of the day, we're getting there nearly done. I think, as I say, the issue is it's when you release the sand like that, it just so awkward. Okay, we are going to need a bridge here at some point. We'll figure that out when it gets to it, I think. Normally I'd park this up, but I'm not. I'm going to chuck it back in the garage for the minute, just so it's out of our way. There's not much room around here, and I don't want to take all the room up from vehicles if we can avoid it. So we'll just chuck that back in the garage. I'll refill sand first. I didn't mean to actually do that. I should have just gone here and gone retain. There we go. Right, we'll jump into the vehicle. There we go, find it, ready to go. So we'll flatten the sand, and then we'll the asphalt laid, get it rolled, and that'll be mission complete. The job done essentially. And then we'll have a look what's next. I think what the next things we need to do, I think the big thing will be finding things. I think we are going to have to explore a little bit. We need to find how we get to the explosives, then find out how we get into the castle without destroying them and blowing ourselves up. That'll be an interesting one. But we'll have a look at that afterwards. Obviously we need to get the pipe facility up and running, steel beams, concrete facility we still need to find, I believe. All those things we need to figure out where they are and get them up and running to actually be able to do anything. But yeah, I think we will need a bridge here at some point. Probably will need to do a road the other side as well. Looking at the condition of the road the other side on the map, I think we're going to need a road the other side if there's a convoy that's needed to use this route. I think is what's going to happen. I don't think I've actually looked. Why is the reason for this road? The road to the old port is in terrible condition. To make resource delivery easier, better build a proper route there. We should probably get it sooner rather than later, yeah. I think it's going to need another road this way, unless this is quite dry, which it does look fairly dry, to be fair. There's also something there. I don't know if you can finish off these unfinished buildings or not, to be fair. Unless they're part of the under construction bit. I'm not sure. We're fairly new into this DLC, so I'm not 100% sure on some of the stuff. We'll use the Ironing Roadworks 120 Special to layer asphalt. I haven't used an asphalt layer in ages. Yeah, it's better than the bunker. Just double checking that was the best one. We haven't got far to drive it either, which is quite handy. It's just down the slope and then we can start the road. And then we'll have a look what we need to do next. We've got some materials there. There's one concrete slab, one steel beam, and some metal to recycle. That's the when we managed to use the wrecking ball for the first time and destroy the building. That was in the first stream, which is just before Easter holidays. This is only a second stream of this Reclaim DLC. We managed to start it just before the Easter holidays, and then just didn't have any more time because of other games that were ongoing at the time. And when we finish this DLC and 100% both the maps, as we've done the rest of the game, there's nothing coming out for it before we finish, then what we'll do is move back to Mudrunner, Expeditions and Mudrunner game. We'll go back to that once this is done. And if you're wondering when the next vote for the next main live stream game will be, we'll have the next vote as soon as we finish Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and start number 2. That's when the vote for the next main live stream game will take place. But a few people asking already when that's going to happen, so it won't be long, I don't think, because I think we're nearly finished with the first Kingdom Come Deliverance game. Although we've got DLC to do, I think we are nearly done. I don't think we need to widen this. Normally we go really wide, but I don't think we need to really. Quite a narrow little stretch anyway. And when we roll this, it does get a bit wider anyway, so I think we'll be fine. A little bit too much to one side here, aren't I? Yeah. I'm going to go back a bit, just go a little bit more centre. Although I don't think we need to widen it, I do think we need to be a bit more centre. Turn the other way. Got how tricky this thing can be sometimes. There we go. If we're more in the centre, we'll be hitting more of the right hand side, so we'll get a small extension to the width anyway. Just need to be more in the centre. Weird going back to this after obviously we lost 2 weeks over Easter. The control of some of the vehicles does feel really alien. I didn't really do much gaming over these holidays either, to be fair. I've not really had a chance to. I did a little bit, my little boy did a bit of Minecraft on his realm. A bit of Poke with Pier. What else did I do? Oh, more on the laptop, to be fair. Captain of Industry. It's an early access game on the PC. Really enjoying that. To be fair, Football Manager as always. The actual console game, I've not really had much chance to try new things. For a while, to be fair. Okay, we've gone back a little bit too much to one side again. There we go. Because the sand is pushed out a little bit to get some extra width without actually going up and down twice. Just making sure the edge is right does help massively. Because when we actually flatten this, we'll notice that we extend anyway. Go slightly wider. Quite an easy road to build, to be fair. If we weren't using the new Wayfarer to lay the sand, we would have had this done a bit quicker. But we wanted to give it a go, and obviously not a fan. We always try and use the new vehicles where we can. We're going to go back a little bit, I think. I've kind of gone a little bit too far to the right hand side this time. We'll get to the end and then just reverse back to finish it off. And then yeah, we will need a bridge there at some point as well. Not too worried about it now. I'd rather have beams and stuff, I think. I'm not a massive fan of the wooden bridges, I find them really awkward. I'd rather have a metal one if we can. We haven't got a choice though whether we use wood. It just depends on what materials we have. Obviously wood is more abundant at the minute than anything else. I don't think I really need to get back. I thought I was too far to one side here, but actually it wasn't too bad. Right, we do need to park this up somewhere. Chuck it over here. Okay, I say check it over there. I can't get off the road enough to put it there. There we go. I didn't see the stump, to be fair. Right, that's off the road. Okay, we just need to flatten this now with the roller, and that is the road built. So the Arden Roadworks 750R is our choice of roller. This one's a lot wider than the other base roller that you get, so it does do a better job. It's weird that you now have to switch these on. When the base game first came out, you didn't have to switch these on, they just rolled anyway, naturally. But now you actually have to switch them on the flat. Thanks for the likes, much appreciated that was. But yeah, so far so good. I think it's going to take us a little bit of time just to get back used to the vehicles and stuff. Some of them are very fiddly to use. When you use them all the time, they're not so bad. But not using them for a while, I found they are really fiddly. When we won't get with the Wayfarer dump truck, we won't give up with it. We'll give it to the AI to use on the next road we do. Just see how the AI uses it. I find it really fiddly and bouncy. But the AI gets on with it okay, then it's not so bad. Okay, we're rolling. We'll always do 2 runs anyway, although it may not need us to do 2. If we go to the edge, we'll get slightly more width because it will stretch out the left hand side and we'll do the same on the right on the way back. The rain isn't helping visibility wise, but it's okay. And then we'll figure out what's next. Obviously the convoy we can't set up because we need to find the other destination. So it may be worth trying to find that, so at least we get the convoy running, because that gives us metal pipes, which we need to get the other facility up and running, to be fair. So it might be worth trying to find the end location of that. We also need to go and get the dynamite, but we need to find our way across the water to do that. Obviously we could just build a bridge, but we don't quite know where we'll get down for it because we don't know what's on the other side. So we'll have to see what there's a way across normally first. At least this will be the first mission of the day done. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the actual only one main mission on the map kind of thing. I like the fact you're meant to explore to find the missions, I like that. But I also like having a list of jobs to just crack on and do. But it does add a new dimension to things. We've always tried to do the missions in order as well as that we get them. So it's a bit weird not having any for a while when you got to find them all. But we'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting to see what happens when we start building the oil rig and the storage, to be fair. We still miss Kelly. I think the big thing they've messed up is with DLCs, and the previous DLC as well, is lack of Kelly. Kelly added so much atmosphere to the maps, and also just made you feel more part of what's going on. So I think not having her in this anymore is just weird. I think it's a bad choice. We said that for the first DLC as well, to be fair. I just think they messed up a little bit there. For whatever reason, she's no longer part of it. But it just adds more immersion when you've got that person on the radio. It's more when she chats to you out of nowhere about random things. That really helps with the immersion, I think, more than anything else. You need that point of contact. I don't mind reading things, but yeah, I just think missing a little bit there. They're taking her away. Okay, that'll be road complete. There we go, road complete. Objective complete. Okay. Nothing new popping up. Okay, I didn't think it would, to be fair. But that is that mission. So the only reward for that mission was tokens. It wasn't anything else, annoyingly. But it's better than nothing. Right, let me just catch up here. We need to decide what we're going to do next as well. And obviously the main mission doesn't matter at the minute because we've got to get everything else up and running first. So restore the metal beam production facility is this one here. For this we need slabs, pipes and logs. Logs are easy. We can get those really quickly. We have one concrete slab down our main base from when we destroyed the building. There's one there. But metal pipes we don't have. And I don't think we've seen any anywhere, or have we? That's a good point. I don't know if we have. Although we can get those as a reward for one of the other missions. So if we deliver metal pipes, we actually gain metal pipes. The infrastructure route. Now this needs to go from our main base to the concrete slabs facility, but we don't know where that is. So I think that's what we need to do. I think we need to quickly have a little drive around, see if we can find the concrete slab facility, because at least then we can set up that convoy, and that will give us the steel pipes. I think that would be handy to do. We also need to go and pick up the explosives from over here and deliver them to the castle, but can't do that until we can figure out how we get across to wherever that is. So my first thought is, you have a look at the map here. So I don't think there's anything else this way. I think that's the bottom of the map there. That's the left hand side. So I think we need to have a look what's here first and foremost, and then head north and then across from the steel refinery, because you've got all this bit over this side that we haven't looked at, but we can't get there from where we are, I don't think. That there is an old bridge bit here, so maybe we need to do a wooden bridge there, maybe. You can see the old bits of it in the water, to be fair. So to get across, that may be the way to do it. But the concrete facility may be across there as well, actually, thinking about it. And doing that simple, we can do trees pretty quickly, to be fair. What do we got over here? Oh, that was the power station. We did power there, didn't we? It's because it's been a little while since we've been here. Just trying to remember where things are and what we've done so far. But yeah, I think we want to quickly have a look what this main road is here, what's over this way, and just see what's there. I think that's a good starting point. Obviously, concrete slab facility we do need sooner rather than later, really. Now, in terms of scout vehicles, what am I doing? That's the wrong one. I think we own them all now. Let's just double check we do, unless there's a new one to use. If there isn't, we'll crack on. We've got the radar one. We know that uses tokens to scan, so we need to be a bit more careful with the radar. Thank you for the like, much appreciated. Crazy Iceman, how are you? We're messing with Ivan Kelly with funny humour. Yeah. Just that she does add that immersion a little bit to the game. I don't quite understand why they didn't use her. Right, no new scouts to use. We own them all. Which is what I did think we did, to be fair. Okay, let's use... I don't think it really matters. Let's use the Invictus. Let's jump into that. A meaty engine. I think they've added more noises, engine noises to the game. I'm pretty sure they have, because the engine sounds so much better and meaty now. Right, we do have a tunnel there. Southwestern tunnel. Oh, that actually might not be anything to see here then. Because you've got a tunnel there and a tunnel there. I don't think there's anything here then, is there? There's no road going across. I thought there was a road join, but I don't think there is. Because that's a tunnel entrance there. Okay, so there isn't anything to see there then. I was wrong in that regard. Okay. We have got... That's the radar truck there. We've got a load of ruins there. And then there's a load of stuff over there as well, actually. Well, we'll use what we've got and we'll try and get across to here, I think. And go and see what this stuff is here. And head over this way. We know the steel refinery is there. We need the concrete facility. I've got a feeling it's across the water over here. Where did we see that bridge point? There. I reckon it's over there. But I think we have a look over here first, then we'll go there. Good, glad you're good. Yeah, that's all going to be mountainous bits because of the 2 entry points on either side, so we don't really need to go that way. So, if we head... This is one of the scout vehicles we've not used very much, to be fair. We're going to head across this way and see what's over this past here. There is something here. There's a load of materials and things, so I'd be interested to see if any of those are usable. Plus we get to use a vehicle we haven't really used very often as a scout vehicle. Oh yeah, no, it was really good, thank you for asking. Yeah, it was quite nice, spent a bit of time with them. They had some time. We had a bit of time together doing things. Overdid it a few times. Spent a week recovering a few times. No. And to be fair, the first week of these holidays for me was horrendous. We had the pre-op, didn't we? Well, it took me a week to recover from the pre-op. It really wiped me out. And it wasn't invasive or anything either. That's the ridiculous thing. It was just sitting around hospital getting blood tests and things. It wasn't invasive, but yeah, I just spent a week recovering. So that knocked me for 6. I couldn't really do much the first week. Second week we had a couple of days out for a few hours at a time. I can't manage a full day out though. That's the thing. And if we drive anywhere, I'm sitting in a car for that amount of time. I'm then done by the time we arrive. So we do struggle a little bit with going too far, but we had some nice walks. And it was good. It was nice just to spend time with the boy and my other half as well, to be fair. I'd say, didn't really do any gaming or anything, really. That's the only thing. That's the bit I kind of missed out a lot on, is gaming. But I did a bit of Minecraft with the boys, I say. WWE. We bought the new 2K game, so we've been playing that a bit as well, which is quite good. But yeah, it's just nice to spend time with them. That's the thing. Okay, that's a blocked. Okay, so that needs filling in at some point. I think we can get round it. Just gotta watch out for all these stumps on the side. Yeah, at some point we're probably going to need to put sand down there, aren't we, by the looks of things? Do like the throaty noise of this vehicle. It's really good. I'm pretty sure they've added to it. I don't remember hearing the throaty noise as much previously. Right, I want to go straight across this mud if we can here. And as I say, there's something here I want to quickly check out. Because there may be supplies there. I just don't know how bad this would be to get across. Not too bad. But yeah, I think we're going to need to build a wooden bridge the other side. I think that's where the concrete facility will be. Which we're going to need sooner rather than later, I think. But then the whole point of this map is to explore, that's the thing. Right, so from here, we'll kind of head over the hill up there, don't we? Let's see what's there. I'm hoping there's some supplies there. Concrete slabs will be handy. Right, what do we got? Let me get down this left-hand side. How was your time? I know you've been working lots of it, haven't you, really? Right, what do we got? 2 pipes. Are they good condition or are they no good? Okay, we have 2 pipes there. So them 2 pipes can be used. That's 2 of the 3 needed for the building. The actual getting this up and running. That's 2 of the 3 pipes there. 1 more pipe would be really handy, to be fair. So that, at least 2 of them there. There's a concrete slab on top, so we have the slabs needed then to get the metal beam facility up and running. We need 1 more pipe. If we can find a pipe laying around, that would be amazing, because that's the concrete facility up at the beam facility back up and running. We're missing 1 pipe, essentially. I don't think there's anything else around here though. Okay, this road keeps going on. Let's see where this leads. As I say, the whole point of this map is to find things. So we'll keep going, have a look around and see what we get. But that's good to know there's stuff there that we need. That's the port that we can see over there. That's the stuff in the foot in there, we can see it. Okay. So there's something over there. Looks like a quarry over there as well. I think a bridge is needed as well there. Yeah, I think there's a bridge needed to the left here. Let's find out. To the right, sorry. It was left a minute ago, it's now right. How's work going there, Crazy Irishman? We didn't really look. The materials are there that we need, but we didn't actually see how we're going to get them out of there, to be fair. That'd be an interesting one. Okay. So, bridge is needed here to get across. So that puts us to here. We know the explosives we need to go and collect are here. There's a northern tunnel there as well, interestingly. So I think we are just missing 1 pipe. I think. We'll have to double check. But yeah, we're going to need to build a bridge here then. I don't think there's anything else for you to drive around there to have a look at. So, there wasn't any materials laying around over here, was there? That's one of the toy trucks that you find on each of the maps. That's one of them right in the middle there. I wanted to see if there's anything else here to pick up, but I think that's the only thing that's there. So at some point we'll have to try and grab that if we can. Okay. No materials. Radio tower there. No materials sitting there though. We know there's ones over here. So we need one more pipe. That's the thing. Oh, there's some metal beams there as well. Didn't see those. There are some metal beams there as well. Getting into here could be interesting, to be fair. Is there anything laying around here that we didn't notice before? That's the cell. It's always good to scan facilities just in case there are materials laying around that you've not realised. So nothing there. I don't think there's anything laying around here. Obviously we've got these down here, which is one concrete slab that we can use. There's lots of bits of metal to recycle here. But that's it. Nothing hiding over here, is there? It's that one pipe we need. That's the thing. Because that means we can get that up and running. No pipe there. Okay. No pipe laying around here, is there? Not by the looks of it. So in that case, there's no pipe here, is there? Just thinking actually this might be an ideal place to hide a pipe somewhere. The convoy, if we haven't got any pipes, we can't make any pipes. The convoy needs to be done. To do the convoy, we need to go and find... pipe! I think we've got enough to get the beams up and running then. Because there is a pipe there. Okay, so let's go and grab that stuff first and foremost, because we can get that across. If we get this up and running, that gives us beams, which can be used for bridges. And metal bridges are better, I think, than wooden. Although wood is still more available. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But yeah. So we need a vehicle to go and pick these things up and deliver them. I think we're looking at probably one of the mule, aren't we, really? So we've got the Wayfarer was the new one, wasn't it? I think we've used the Wayfarer a little bit, haven't we? Got a longer bed. I can't remember how we got on with the Wayfarer previously. That's one of the new vehicles. Let's use the new Wayfarer and just see how we get on with it. As I say, I think we used it in the first stream of the DLC, but it was a while back and I can't remember. So we'll use it now and try and see if we can figure out what we think of it. We already know the sand Wayfarer is rubbish, the tipper. Okay. So the only thing we need here then is the concrete slab. We don't need anything else here for the minute. Okay, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So yeah, we just need the concrete slab from this bit. We'll go and get the pipe from the actual oil rig building area, and then we'll make our way across. We will need logs, so we'll have to go. We'll get our logger out and go and do logs. We'll do that nearer the location. It makes no sense to do it too early, I don't think. Yeah. I like how big this is, because it means we can carry a lot more stuff. So when you've got materials you need, it's handy having something bigger. But I can't quite remember how this handled terrain, so we'll figure that out as we make our way to the oil rig, to be fair. I am noticing a few graphical glitches at the time, like the straps are disappearing there and then reappearing. There are some graphical glitches going on with the DLC. Okay, so we head to the oil rig building site, and then we will grab the pipe and then make our way across. In fact, that'd be close to where we just found the other stuff, to be fair. I want more buildings to destroy, but I think we just need to keep looking out for them and finding them. I know there's one at the castle, but we need the explosives first before we can destroy the building there. B-Flag, good morning, how are you? Hope you're well. Thanks for like, much appreciated that was. Okay, so we get to here. If we head to the right, obviously we've got to get past the water here. We're looking for that pipe that's there. There are some more materials, but nothing I don't think that really helps us other than that pipe at this point. Let's just double check. Yeah, I think it's just the pipe. Ideally, we could leave the pipe there and use it for building there, but we're not going to get to building that facility for a while, as that's the main mission facility you need to build. So we'll hold off and take materials there for the time being. We want everything else up and running really fast. Right, we need to get across the water here. Good, good. Glad you're good. Yeah, we're probably better off going to the left of this, to be fair, and then to the right of this one. I say, it's a good test to see what we think of the Wayfarer, as this is a new vehicle as part of the DLC. Can't remember exactly what I thought of it previously. So far though, it handles really well. A bigger bed can carry more, so that gives it some positives over the Mule and the Voron, to be fair, which have been a go-to trucks for the whole playthrough of the base game and the first DLC. Mainly because any truck that has a crane becomes extremely useful. That's the thing. There's a tree on my way here. Okay, I think we can get alongside it. Some of this we're going to have to clear once we start getting the facility up and running, I think. No! Don't tip. I just made myself stuck. Possibly. I thought it was just the end bit we could get over, and obviously I was wrong. Right, we do have a crane over here from when we got stuck in the water, I believe. So we can get this back across the water that's there and see if we can rescue ourselves. Just need to put it forward over the tree, to be fair. But yeah, we're gonna have to do something with this entrance point. Although we've built a road over the other side, and it doesn't. If we put a bridge in place, we won't have to go this way. I don't think. I think we can avoid it. And so this was your new go-to vehicle. Okay, good to know. Glad you remember, because I don't. I think the fact it can carry more is definitely a big positive. I think that's the big thing about it, because it carries so much compared to the Voron and the Mule. It makes it really useful. It's just obviously it is longer, so that has some downsides if you're trying to get into tight areas. That's the only downside, I think. Come on, crane. Too many stumps around. Far too many stumps. There we go. I think the big crusher vehicle might have to come this way with just destroy all the stumps, because they are really frustrating. Okay, we're just going to quickly lift this over the tree as we've got it stuck there. Oh, don't do that. Okay, decided to have a little bit of a fit by the looks of things. Luckily we have strapped in the concrete slab, to be fair. Really wasn't happy about that, was it? No anchors. I need to attach load. Toggle attach mode, single point. Obviously we now need to turn this over. Which that should just about do. There we go. Yeah, well sure, it didn't like being picked up, did it? Decided being picked up wasn't a good thing. I think I've just plopped it on top of a stump there as well, which is not helpful. Right, we've got to get this across the bit of water that's there. And go and pick up this steel bit, the metal pipe. So let's head across. Handy to have the crane there, to be fair. And yeah, for some reason, didn't really like picking that up at all. And it wasn't even a weight issue. It was the minute we went to go up after attaching, it just really didn't like it. But it's done. So far, yeah, definitely no complaints about this Wayfarer. Compared to the Wayfarer tipper truck, the dumper, this is definitely 10 times better. The tipper, I think, so far is definitely a no. Obviously, that could change. We might find a real use for it, but currently, it was rubbish. Right, we need to head to the left here, don't we? Don't tip, don't tip, don't tip. No! You can roll though, I don't mind rolling. Caught the wrong angle there. I'm definitely out of practice. Okay, I think we need to go, yeah, to the right here. Normally I would have saved that quicker than it rolled, but I'm definitely out of practice trying to save things. Right, let's go and pick up this steel pipe, and then we can head across to where we found the other stuff a minute ago. Go and grab that, and then we've nearly got the metal beam city up and running. Right, this pipe though we saw, where is it? I know, oh, it's there, right in front of us. No, don't do it again, seriously? I don't think I can save it this time. No, the engine's cut out. Ah! Okay, we've got a crane nearby. Maybe, although I was saying how good this is, it's either my driving, which it definitely could be, or it's just really unstable. I would like to blame my driving currently, but it does seem to want to fall over a lot. So it could be its stability, or I'm just driving it badly. I'm not sure which one at this point. I don't want to blame my tools, but... yeah, normally I would have saved that quicker, but I'm definitely out of practice. Okay, let's get the crane over there. Get back on its wheels. I'm going to pick this beam up, this pipe up. It's annoying falling over all the time, just it wastes so much time. Bit of both maybe? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, straps aren't, there's definitely a graphical issue with it, with the straps. Which is weird. I've noticed that a few times today though. The new vehicles seem really unstable. So the Wayfarer tipper truck, which we used at the start of the stream to make the road, was really unstable. And I just thought, oh, maybe it's the truck. And I saw in the patch notes when we started today that they've balanced both vehicles out, but the balance is off. Now I'm not saying my driving is brilliant, because I know it's definitely not, but they just seem, both Wayfarers seem really unstable, both the new ones. And for them both to be awkward like that tells me it may not just be me. Because everything else is fine. You know, this absolutely fine to use. Definitely seems to be the Wayfarers that have got the issue. hoping the wheels would catch. I wanted the wheels to catch on the ground so I could turn it over. Can't get the wheels to catch. There we go. Put myself round it instead. Can't quite get it to do what I wanted to do. We'll hook ourselves around it instead and look over. Why can't I go? Oh, it's too low, I think. You won't let me turn. That's how low I was. Come on. We'll go to the middle this time, shall we? Why can't I go any higher? Come on. For some reason I can't go any higher, that's weird. Come on, just catch your wheels. I just can't... I know what I'm trying to do, I just can't get it to do what I want it to do. I'm fully extended, which probably could be the problem. Come on. It doesn't help that I'm fully extended though, that's the thing. See if I can pull it back a bit. Okay. Wheels aren't catching enough to actually do what I wanted to do. Come on. It's quite happy to fall over easily, not happy to go back the other way though, is it? There we go. Stop. No! Right, back on your wheels. Stay there. Right, stay. Okay, stay there now. What a palaver. Okay. Don't do it. No, you're kidding me. Really? This is going from bad to worse. The slab's not that heavy though, really, is it? I wouldn't have said it is anyway. All I want is to get that pipe that's there. Give me the truck. Don't do it. Ah. Right, there we go. Stay there a second. Yeah, it might fully be me messing up, to be fair. More than the vehicle, but we shall see. We'll figure it out as we go. If we keep falling over, it's probably me. It might be a bit the vehicle though. But yeah, I suppose the slab would have caused some weight, I suppose. I know it's not a massive amount, but it probably would have been something, wouldn't it? Right, we've got what we came for though. So our next port of call then is to get over to here to pick up the 2 remaining beams we need and the slab. So we pick those 3 up. It may even be worth grabbing the metal beams that are here, so we've got them near where we can use them, to be fair. But then we need to take everything to here, and then we can cut the trees down. So, from where we are now, we need to be a bit careful, I think. Obviously, we found ourselves tipping over a little bit, so we do want to be a bit wary, really. But there's a road going along this way that we can utilise, and then potentially through here, and we'll see how we go. Yeah, I don't want to blame the vehicle, it fully could just be me. That's the thing. I'm not a fan. I don't like blaming vehicles when I know my driving's not the best. And especially not playing for a little while, getting back used to each vehicle and how it works and the little nuances takes a bit of time. Okay, this road is to the right hand side, we'll just try and skip through here. I can't remember how you find out what buildings you can knock down. I'm sure there was it did come up as a tutorial. Because that wooden building there looked like it could be knocked down, but then I don't think you get much out of it if we did. Yeah, I can't quite remember which buildings can be and which can't, and how you get them to show up. Obviously, we know there's one at the castle that we knocked down, but to do the castle one, we need to get the explosives, which are the other side of the water. But we'll get this facility up and running. Then we can make some steel beams, make a bridge to go across, and then hopefully go and get the explosives for the castle done. That's kind of my thinking. That's the plan anyway. Whether it works the way we want to or not, I don't know. Struggling a little bit with the conditions. This has got all-wheel drive as well. Right, we can go across this early, but I've got to be careful not to get stuck in any mud. But we kind of want to head over to here where we did last time. We kind of came through the forest and it worked quite well. It's just whether we head across now or wait. I think we wait till we're further up. Mainly because I don't want to get stuck in that mud that's there. Yeah, is the weight of this slowing us down, I wonder? Obviously a concrete slab and a metal pipe are going to have some weight to it. So there might be, to be fair. You haven't played that? You're not? Wow. That's the thing, isn't it? It's being in the mood as well. And time. I bet when you finish work, it's not something that's on top of your list of priorities to do, is it? That's the thing. I think that's the big thing changes as you get older. You know, I don't for a second disagree that I'm very lucky that I can game every day. But even I struggle sometimes to put it on and go, right, what should I play? If it's not for the channel, it's then, right, what am I going to play for myself? And sometimes it's a struggle. That enthusiasm kind of wanes. But when you've been at work all day, it's just sometimes the last thing you want to do, isn't it? I think it's one of those things that you kind of take for granted that you're always going to enjoy it and want to use it, and then when it comes to it, sometimes you just don't want to. I was speaking to someone the other day who's just finishing college, ready to go to uni, and he was saying that, you know, he's had last couple of years, he's really not fallen out of love with gaming, but just not had the time or the energy to do it. And even when he's had free time, when he's not studying or working and stuff, he was just like, I just don't want it. There's nothing really at the minute that draws me in enough to say, let's go and spend a couple of hours doing this. He said there's always something more important to do. Generally sleep. There's always the big thing. But yeah, that is the thing. You know, I am very lucky in what I can do in terms of I can game every day day in, day out. But there is that burnout from that as well, though. But then some things that aren't as much fun anymore because you can do it so much. It's one of those things I don't think people realise. And I think that's why, other than the drowsiness, I think that's one of the things I struggle with the episodic concept. Is more the fact that I need that motivation to crack on, and sometimes it's just not there. Right, we're going to unload the first beam that's here, and grab the other slab that's just there. We'll put both slabs in first, and then we'll grab the 3 beams afterwards. The 3 pipes. I keep calling them beams. I know they're pipes. I keep calling them beams though. Don't fall down that gap. Something like that. Right, can we fit 2 slabs flat or not? I don't think we can we? Even if they want to move forward a bit, I don't think we'd fit them both in completely flat. Okay. So I'm going to try and pick the beams up as well that are just around the corner, because while we're here we may as well grab them. Although fitting them in could be tricky. It's going to be a lot of weight, I think. This is either going to go really well, or this will be a really bad decision. I should have done some and then come back for the rest. Find out in a second, I'm sure. With the last map and base game free, have you not finished the base game yet? That's the thing. You were away quite a bit training though, weren't you, as well? That's the thing. Okay, those 2 are in. One more to pick up over here. As I say, I want the beams just while we're here. That means that we can put them somewhere where it's easier for us to grab them when we need them. Right, spin this round. Didn't really mean to use the horn there. No, don't do that. I kind of want this sat in the middle of the 2. So it balances a little bit. There we go. Okay. Right. So the metal beams that we saw are just round the back of here. There's 2 of them. But I think if we move them now, at least they're going to be in a position where we can use them a bit easier. If they're not here. So let's quickly go and grab those, and then we need to find a way out of here and then deliver what we need, and then we've got trees to chop down after that, and then at least that's the beam facility up and running, and then we'll have a look at making bridges across. There's 2 bridges I think we're going to need to build, but it'd be good to have this facility running, because then that way that we've got 1 part towards what we need for the oil rig. Okay. So behind here is the 2 metal beams that we can take. Now I'm not sure exactly how these are going to fit on. Let's undershut cargo. I think if we put these lengthways like that across the back end, I think that'd be fine. That. Oh, yeah. I was just thinking whether we could get them the other way, but actually they will still strap, I think. Will they still strap? Let's just double check. Ish. I wonder if we're better off making them stick out the back maybe instead. Saying that, we're actually on the space. I don't know if I can actually go the other way. I don't think the crane itself can get to the back end like that. I think, no, we do go with the first plan. We'll stick them so they're going across. No point trying to change things too much. They'll strap down, so they'll be fine. And it's not like we're going to be any wider than we are normally. There we go. Yeah, it's not going to make us any wider. They're only sticking out just slightly. So the crane on the back of this is good, but the actual reach to that back end of the vehicle isn't brilliant. Okay, old crane, strap cargo, camera, there we go. We're all good, we're good to go. So now, we need to find a way out of here. It gets us back up here, because that's where we need to deliver these two. So our best way out, I think, is up. I want to avoid that if we can. There is a slight road here. I want to avoid that water, I think. I think we can probably get through there. It's all going to be down to weight. It depends how bad that weight is in terms of just getting up and over. Obviously, we don't want to fall over. That right now would probably be the worst thing we could do. Okay, we are going to catch now because we're slightly wider there. It's not by much, but it would have made us catch. Right, we'll get ourselves turned around then. You're on Colonel. Oh, okay, so that's going to take you some time. As you say, you need that enthusiasm after a long day at work to want to play, don't you? That's the thing. The thing I struggle with mainly is I don't get much time to game for the sake of gaming, like for myself. Generally, everything I play is either I play my boy or I play for the channel. And sometimes you just want the game that you want to play for yourself, and that's why I do. Like, personal gaming is more on the laptop, with like Football Manager and stuff. To be fair, because that's just me. I think that's the thing you've got to try and find, something that you want to do for you a lot of the time, and that's hard. That's the thing, everyone says, oh, it's really good that you can just do what you want all day. It's not as simple as that. Okay, I'm going to try and get up here. I've got to be so careful of the incline not to roll over. So we need to try and stay as stable as we can. And that's only assuming the weight isn't going to stop us going up. If we're too heavy, we won't be able to make the incline. But turning on the incline is going to be tricky as well. Okay, I kind of want to go where the trees come down, I think. I think that's the bit we want to go towards. And we need to get to the edge of it so we can get past the tree that's down. Okay, so far we're okay. There's a big bit of water there. Okay, where are we currently? We're here. So the water we want to avoid is here. And then there is a small road here-ish. I think that goes down there, to be fair. There is kind of something there. Right, we need to go straight through these trees. Be very careful on his right-hand side not to fall down. And obviously we've got them beams sticking out the back, so that will catch us some trees like it is now. Stuck between that tree that's leaning. Can't get the angle I need to get through. Because of the beams on the back. There we go. Oh, I can't get the angle. The beams that are causing the issue, I think. Because every time we try and get past the tree, it spins us one way. the way I don't want it to go. Okay, we're going to have to try and go to the left a bit more here then. I'm trying to avoid the left because of the way the slope is. It's going to put us at an incline I don't want to be at. So I would be very, very careful. Straight, straight, straight. There we go. Whoa, that was dodgy. We're over though. That was a tree stump. Yeah. Okay, we're over that bit where the water is. Got to get up there. I'm hoping we can take the incline because there's a gap in the fence over there. Just whether or not we can. The weight's not going to be too much. There's a lot of weight on the back of this truck, and that is an incline. Okay. Yeah. I always put them into my library. I don't think I've touched a PlayStation Plus game in ages. That's come out that month. Yeah, it's okay. No, done the one thing we didn't really want to do. We're in trouble. That's the one thing we're trying not to do. Was roll over. Okay, we have got a rescue vehicle here. We do have a winch, so we can try and get ourselves over. I knew that incline would be dodgy. I thought we could do it, and we were nearly there, to be fair. We just made a slight error of judgment there, and that caught us out. So we need to try and head back through and then up, and we'll see if we can winch ourselves over. I don't like the idea of trying to get a crane there. That would be a nightmare. So if we can winch, that would be ideal. We just need to get it winched enough that it's upright, because then we get the engine going again. Yeah, Tomb Raider would be cool to play. I'm struggling with some of these older games though, like Metal Gear Solid. We're meant to be doing the Master Chief Collection, aren't we, episodically? And I don't know what it is, but I'm really struggling with it. I just don't have. I'm not enjoying it, and I don't know what it is about it I don't enjoy. It could be the graphics, it could be the age of it. I don't know. I thought I'd really enjoy it as well, but I kind of want. I think I need to try a more recent one, and then see what I think. But as it stands, I'm just not enjoying it. I just find it awkward. Controls are horrible. Yeah, just not feeling it at all. And I like to say, it could be the age of the game is the issue. I'm not used to playing older games. We don't play many older games, really, to be fair. So that could be the issue more than anything else. Right, this is the tree with the water. So our vehicle is just up there. I don't know if we're going to be able to winch this. I don't know if this vehicle's have the power. That's the thing. Pull us over. I think we're up against the tree, aren't we? Yeah. I don't know if I can winch this. This may be a crane job. I don't know what happens if we recover something with supplies on the back. That's the bit I'm unsure of. Right, I don't know if we have any power to do this. That'd be no. I got no power. It's too much weight. I can't even move it at all. What happens if we... Yeah, there's too much weight on the back. I haven't got anywhere near enough power to pull this. Saying that, you can use a tree. We've done this previously where we use a tree to kind of stop ourselves moving. And that can help. So he's moving it. So the tree is stopping us from going backwards. There's a point the tree will snap. Don't do that. I've moved out the way of the tree there. don't know what happens if we... Let's take that off. If we... They stay there, do they? Yeah, I don't really want them to stay there though, do I? That's the issue. Right. Don't winch to the tree. I need to be slightly away to there, and if we reverse back here, I can use the tree to stop me moving. No, not that. Oh, I didn't know that was on the tree. I winch to the tree, not what I wanted. Actually, I can winch to that. There we go. Won't let me do anything. Yeah, won't let me do anything. We may have to just leave them here. It's either that or we get a crane here. That's the only other thing, is if potentially get a crane here and see if we can keep pressing the wrong thing and lift us up. Right, we'll give it one more try and try to get this to winch, but I've got a feeling we're going to need to either recover or bring another vehicle here. Yeah, I've got no chance. The only thing I haven't tried is potentially we go and push it over from the other side. That's our last resort. I don't know how easy it'll be to get a crane here, that's the only issue. And the weight of this is going to be really, really bad. Yeah, I'm not pushing now, mate. Yeah. Can't. Yeah, I can't do anything without the engine running. The only thing I can do is what I've just done is I can attach the crane, that's it. Yeah. We'll just try quickly the front end. I don't think I'm going to roll it. It's so close to being rolled over as well. I don't think it needs much to get it just to tip over a little bit. But it's too much weight. And the angle it's at. Right, we've got to make a decision here. We either get a crane there. I think a crane could do it. And there is a road. How bad's the road? That road stops there. We can't. Oh, the road, yeah. I think we can get a crane there. To be fair, let's send a crane up. I think that's a better option rather than leaving it as is. I think a crane would be the better option here. Let's check out the Zilks. I was actually out. It's already out and about, isn't it? Oh, they're both deployed. Okay, we'll use the EPEC. Right, we're going to send the crane up to go and rescue it rather than recall it with all the materials, which I think will just be a pain in the butt. We'll just go and save it ourselves. I think we'll be able to get it back on its wheels, and we've only got to go slightly up and we're there. And then we're chopping down trees. Okay. So there is a road here to take us up. We're basically going to go up to where we're going and then come slightly out via here and down the hill. That's the plan. I think because the angle it's at, getting back on its wheels will be easy. And at least a crane there is handy to have, especially when you've got materials to be delivered there to be chucked in to recycle. So I think that's a good choice. And then what we'll do, we'll take a vehicle to cut the trees up near it and cut the trees around the area, but we don't have to move them too far to deliver them either. Right, that was my concern. This did look blocked on the map. That was my concern. And it is. Okay, so that road is fully blocked. The map says there's a little bit to get through, which looks to be on this right hand side, to be fair. Oh, there's a little, yeah, it's there. It's not the easiest thing to kind of navigate, but you can. I don't know how we unblock that, to be fair. I know that we've got a mission for unblocking the same kind of thing to the castle, and that's required explosives, but there's no mission to do this one, to be fair. But I think if you want to unblock that, that's going to require explosives as well. We may tip over here. Trying to get up. I don't want to go too far right because I know we're going to tip. No, we did it. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be awkward. There is a road there though. We've got to get a tree cutter up there as well, which is going to be tricky to get past that area. So let's see, have a look at one of the other routes and see how else we can get up. Because there are other little pathways coming off that we potentially could use. Looking at chat as I'm driving at the same time generally isn't good. But yeah, I wonder if it's going to offer us explosives to do that one. You'd think it would, so we can open up the road. Maybe the explosives you're going to pick up is an actual factory, maybe. Don't know. But you would expect it to allow us to open that road up at some point. Okay, here we are. Metal beam production facility. We're here. So, we now need to go and get a truck. There'll be a convoy coming out here at some point. Hence the yellow door. So potentially we need to find a way of opening that road up anyway. Looking at that. Okay, so just down here is our vehicle. Now we're going to have to be so careful here. I don't want to tip the crane. Back and brake. Okay, it's dim enough. It's to our left a little bit, but we're basically hit there. There we go. We can see it now. It's quite a steep slope though. Brake, brake, brake. Our scout vehicle's there as well. Okay, I need to be at the right angle to do this. Obviously without risking this going over. I know it didn't take us long to get here, but I'd rather not risk this rolling as well if we can avoid it. Okay. First of all, instead of trying to lift it, I think we try and use the crane to move it. In fact, we nearly moved it there. It's nearly there already. Okay. We know last time we tried to lift this, we had some issues with it. That's why I didn't want to lift it immediately. Maybe too close to do what I want to do now. Oh no, maybe you're right. Come on. It's the weight of it. I think it's stopping us getting this over. If we attach, change camera, there we go. Okay, I'm kind of stuck in it. I've got to be a little bit careful here because I need to get this crane reset, but I don't want to be on it to do it. There we go. Right, we're good. It is back up and running. Didn't take too long to do either, to be fair. Okay. We now need to head up that hill. thought that'd be a lot harder to do than it actually was, to be fair. Okay, we'll try and follow rough track that the crane came down, if we can. We know that's a decent route up. Just trying to be careful of the incline and the angle when turning. Will this make it up? It's the question. It's all going to be down to power and weight. I think we're okay. Struggling a little bit. I've got low gear to use if we need to. I think we'll be alright though, actually. I think we're okay. Yeah, we're good. Takes us a bit of time, but we've got everything there that we needed. We just need wood next, which we'll do nearby. We don't have to move it too far. Okay. The only thing we've got on board we don't want is obviously the bees, but they should stay on board once we deliver the stuff. So that'll be the 2 concrete slabs, the 3 pipes, and then it is just logs. I think there's like 4 DLCs for the first game. I think they're only a mission, kind of a story mission each, and that's it. Right, we just need logs. That is that done. Okay, we just need 5 logs now, and then that is it. I'm pretty sure there's no logs laying around nearby. Let's just double check. Yeah, there's no logs laying around, it doesn't look like. So we need to get a log cutter here. We'll cut down a few trees, chuck them in, and that'll be the metal beam facility up and running. So we need to get a tree cutter here. Now, we did have issues going up here because of this, which obviously we'll need to avoid. Although I didn't notice there's actually a cut off there to go across. That would have been handy to do, actually. We want the crayfish ideally. I think that would be the best one to use here. We have tried. I think do we own everything to do with trees? I think we did. Yeah. Yeah, everything's owned, so we've just got we own everything, and I still think the crayfish is the best. I just find the crayfish brilliant to use in general. So let's get the crayfish up there. 5 logs needed, and then we've got that up and running. And then we look at bridges, because I think the next bit for us to do is there's 2 different bridges need building. I think one will be wood, and one probably will be metal, to be fair. Yeah, the crayfish is the best tree cutter, I think, out of all of them. Why do I think this should have tracks? What am I thinking of that should have tracks? I'm not thinking of something else, am I? Oh, maybe the other one, actually. I was driving this thinking, hang on, it doesn't seem right. But it is. It's the one that we used, the log forwarder. That's got tracks I was thinking of. But yeah, we are nearly finished. I'd say, I think there's about 4 DLCs. But I think each DLC is just a mission. A story mission more than anything else. We haven't got a load of treasure maps to look for. It's just how much we want to do. We've got some side missions we still need to finish as well. And then it's a choice of, do we finish all the side missions we've currently got? And then after that, are we going to go and we'll do all the DLC obviously, but it's how much of that do we want to do? And then on top of that, you've got the treasure maps. I kind of want to see what each treasure map has, because we haven't gone and found them all yet. We did try finding one on yesterday's stream, but failed. But I kind of want to see what they will have in them, just to see if it's any good. Okay, need to get up and over where this tree's come down. Again, we need to be careful not to roll this. so far my rolling vehicle today isn't good. I've rolled a few now. So I need to be a bit more careful. Through the gap. Come on. There we go. Tease it round. Trying to get the back end over. I might have just momentarily got myself stuck. No. There we go. Obviously big tree in the way there. No, don't tip. My record today is not good. I can't get this up right. So, it's done. Oh no, hang on. I can still move the crane even though the engine's not running, but it's not enough to get me to do anything. My record today is poor. Just trying to get, they just got the angle wrong there, obviously. Yeah, my record today is really, really poor. Crane, I suppose, isn't it? What I want to quickly do, I think, is we chuck off these two beams. I don't know, because I think there's quite a few missables. I don't obviously look at trophies till we finish the base game, but I've got a feeling there's quite a few missable trophies, because a lot of them seem mission orientated. So some of the missions we've done, some of the choices we've made have been a trophy. So I do wonder whether there's missables if you don't make certain choices. Once you finish the base game, I'll have a proper look. It wasn't in my plan to go for platinum. I think it'd be extremely time consuming, but it might not be. But I don't look at trophies till we finish the base game, so I'm not 100% sure. To be fair, but yeah, we're definitely going to do the DLCs after finishing the base game, and then it's just making that decision in terms of how deep do we go with a lot of it. Right, I need to work out how we're going to get there. We can go down this slope here. Where does this road lead? So this road comes along here. And then, oh, okay, that road actually leads up here. Let's follow that road and see what it entails. Mainly because, obviously, that's the easier way to bring the crayfish. Thing. Can't see where the road... Okay, we're going to the left here. Yeah, this road is all well and good being there, but trying to navigate it is going to be a nightmare. I'm not going that way. For all the trees, I can't see exactly where we're meant to be going. So instead, we're going to follow the main road and come down. We're obviously going to go and rescue the crayfish. Everything on this map is just awkward, which adds a new element to it of difficulty. Just because of all the hills and the angles kind of allow for. I'm hoping I can actually move the crayfish with this. I don't think the crayfish weighs very much. I'm guessing I can, otherwise we're going to need to bring the big crane over, which I was trying to avoid. Right, the crayfish should be... Oh, we've got to go further on yet. We're basically going to get to where the blockage is and then go left there. It does look like the crane was sinking into the mud, didn't it? It was still movable as well, which is unusual. When the engine cuts out, normally you can't use the crane, but that crane was still moving. But yeah, it just wouldn't push us up. Right, I am guessing that this will be strong enough to move the crayfish. We don't know for sure, that's the thing. And obviously we don't want to tip this over as well. My record today of tipping vehicles though is not good. I can't blame it on rustiness fully. Okay. I'm hoping I can do this. I may not be able to though. Around and around. Obviously we need to be careful not to tip ourselves in doing so. There we go. Actually went better than I thought it would. That went really well. Okay, obviously we're going to need to get the crayfish up. I think the way we just came down would be the ideal way to go up, to be fair. Just try that there for the minute. Jump back in the crayfish. I thought that was going to be a lot more difficult than it was, to be fair, to get this upright. I didn't think this weighed a massive amount, so I thought it would manage it, but I just thought it'd struggle a little bit to get the angle to get the turn, but actually it was absolutely fine. But yeah, if we go up towards the main road, I'm hoping this has enough power to get up there. It should do. We get onto the main road, and then it's just a straight drive, rather than try and navigate through the forest and the other tracks and things. I think using the roads is definitely the best option. Plenty of time. Oh, plenty of time. So far I've completed one mission, and that's the road building. It's the only mission we've managed to finish today so far, so I'd like to get this done at least. And then we've got bridges to build. Yeah, at some point we're going to figure out how to open this road up fully. Obviously, maybe we need to get the explosives. Maybe if they're not just used for the castle, they maybe use other things as well. We won't know until we get the ones from the castle, really, will we? Give you an idea of what the second... Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think there's going to be some missables based on choices. I think that's the big thing. We'll have to have a look. But yeah, I think we are very close main story-wise. Because I think it's just the main attack, isn't it? Once the trebuchet's finished its bombardment, so I think we've got one more day of that. I think then I think that's the full-on attack after that. Which I assume is the ending. It would make sense to me. Okay, 5 logs needed. For 5 trees. Some big trees here on the left, isn't there? Let's use those. Okay, one straight ahead of us. Try and chuck them on the road, and then we'll bring the wayfarer back up to go and collect them all. That's what I'm thinking. Five logs should be easy enough for the wayfarer to pick up. The big tree to our left here can't be cut. Some trees that are really, really big can't be touched. And the really thin ones as well don't work. There's one to our left here, but we're going to be in an awkward position for it. But yeah, the big ones and some really thin ones as well you can't do anything with. That's why it's always worth a quick scan just to see which ones do count. So there's 2 really big ones in front of us we can't do anything with by the looks of things. We need 5 in total, so that's number 2. Right, what's next? That's too small. That one's no good. Oh, any of these? Oh, that one there can be used. There we go. It's number 3. Oh, there's one to the left there as well. A bit closer. another 3. And then, yeah, I think for anything else, we're going to need bridges. There's 2 bridges that we're going to need building. We'll do the one to the southeast first, I think. Because that's where we think the concrete facility may be. And that's what we need to sort out for a convoy. Which will give us the steel pipes as well. Okay, we need one more for this one. So choose somewhere to put it. 2. The Wayfarer should be able to drive along that edge there to grab them. Okay, no more just here. I think we'll go around the side a little bit. We'll grab the final one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it. You're going to look at comments. Oh, really? No, I suppose, yeah, that's the thing with the job you're doing. You never thought about contact lenses before then. So I can't wear them. So I use glasses for gaming because I'm short-sighted. But I can't wear contact lenses. I hate eyes. Something a lot of people don't realise is I can't look at people's eyes. It's one of those big things that I've always hated. So yeah, when I'm talking to people and stuff, I don't actually look at people's eyes. I look at their nose or the forehead. Eye contact for me just doesn't work. And it's really tricky. Like when you have interviews, one of the big things they tell you to do is make eye contact. Yeah, I just struggle so much. And it's, yeah, I'm seeing eyes on TV or people poking their eyes, and yeah, horrible. Even putting saline in to wash your eye out if you've got something in it, I can't do it. I've had it done once where to be held down because I just can't do eyes. I've never been able to do eyes. But yeah, so contact lenses for me, I can't even think about them. That's why I also wear sunglasses in the winter. Because my eyes are really sensitive to light and wind and rain and everything else. So I actually wear sunglasses in the winter. Just otherwise my eyes water 24/7. And I have batches where my eyes will water and I can't stop it. I cancelled a stream before in an evening because I just couldn't stop my eyes watering. And when they start, it's just nasty. It's horrible. Yeah, contact lenses for me is definitely a no-no, but I can see the use, especially in your job as well, where your glasses would be a lot safer, obviously. Your contacts. I was surprised you haven't thought about it before there was security and things. I assume it's just never been an issue previously for you, or has it? Okay, we're going to get this back up the hill. I can make the turn. And then we'll go and pick up the trees. We'll just cut down. There's 4 left to pick up. We delivered one straight there. So we'll pick up 4, and then that is the building done. And at least then that's some progress made. Alongside you reading view work. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I'm surprised you've not thought about it before now, to be fair, with security and stuff. Or have you just managed to get away with it up to this point of not really having an incident that's caused an issue? A lot of the time it's that, isn't it? It's when you don't think it's going to be an issue until it is. So when you have an incident, you're like, okay, now I need to think about it. But yeah, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people manage to put contact lenses in. Thinking about it is making my eyes water. Can't think of anything worse. That's very true. Yeah, no, good point. First job though. Yeah, like I say, I'm surprised you've not had it come up before. Like, not have an incident where you think, okay, I need to get contacts. To be fair, it's good in a way. It's never happened. But yeah, you've got a good point. Does sound like it'd be useful for you. Okay, first 2 logs here. I forgot we can open the sideboards to make this a bit easier as well. I forgot we could do that. I noticed it when I was looking at the vehicle that there was an option. I think that definitely makes it a bit easier with logs. Than just able to open up the sideboards like that. Don't go underneath. That won't happen. There we go. I haven't struggled today too much with cranes. Normally cranes are my nemesis, but today I've actually done alright. Okay. There are 2 more to pick up just round here. Normally I'd put the crane away, but I'm just literally round here. And then that's all 4 collected and we can just get them done, delivered. And that'll be job done. Don't be silly. Because I've got the crane so high, it's making us unstable. There we go. I wasn't going to put them out, but I'm concerned I'm going to make myself go a little bit too much to one side. Because it was just from ice, I wasn't as bad. Oh yeah. They say, oh, they're 21 years old, 25 years life experience. That's very true. Yeah. Well, I turned 40 this year. I was 40 last month. And, I don't know, it's weird. I can't, years ago I couldn't imagine being this old, and now I am. I don't want to be this old. It is just a number though. It is how old you feel at the end of the day, and I wake up every day feeling 60, so, you know. It's weird though, isn't it? You go through childhood wanting to be older than you are, you know, wishing the time away, and as soon as you're older, you want it all to slow down. It's weird how it goes full circle in the end. Right, 4 logs on board. We can now construct a metal beam production facility. Let's get these delivered, and that is another job done. Yeah, I'd love to go back to school. Like, I'd be back being a like 13, 14-year-old again. There's no worries, nothing to worry about. Just outside messing around the whole time, playing football. And no real issues at all. Right, that is the metal beam facility done. Plant restored and ready for work. Does look brand new and shiny, doesn't it, to be fair? That is job done. Okay, we can now make metal beams, which is brilliant. Obviously we'll need to deliver a load of metal there. Admittedly at the minute, it's not the end of the, we don't really need to use, oh wow, okay, there's a load of new missions appeared. Okay, we've got some new missions to have a look at. So, construct a road further inland. Where's this? So we're going to construct a road, okay, from the substation to here. So that is basically the roadway to the castle. So that creates a road from there to the castle. I was kind of expecting that, to be fair. Yeah, that was something I was expecting to be needed. Obviously there's a sand quarry here that we need to activate. Yeah, that's not unexpected. What else have we got? Send support to the shore FOB. If anyone doesn't know, FOB, Forward Operating Base. It's a FOB used by the military, really, to be fair, that abbreviation. So it's a convoy, this one. We've got to send a convoy from our main base to the coastal base. Okay. And we'll get 5 logs for that mission. Now, that coastal base route is not fun. Depending on what vehicle they're using, that will not be an easy run. Obviously the road we're building will help massively here, but then the whole route is just a nightmare. We would have to, I think we'd have to build a road all the way there. There is no way we'd get a convoy there, I don't think, unless we built a road all the way. Interesting. Okay, that's something we'll think about. What else have we got new? Help transport resources for the cargo convoy in transit. So from the western tower to the southwestern tower. Okay. That one I think we can probably set up, to be fair. Because the road comes along this way through our base of operations down here. And that gives us a stream of money for that route. So let's set that up now then. I think that's something we can do straight away. And then I think maybe the road really is the next thing. We're going to have to make the road a lot bigger than what it wants us to. My thinking was the bridge over here to be built. So we can go across and find out where this concrete facility is. And maybe that is what we should be doing. That there looks like it's a sand area as well, to be fair, that we could chuck a vehicle in to get sand from there, maybe. Okay. Hang on, isn't that the quarry? Oh, it's because, yeah, that is, sorry, it's because I'm on the infrastructure, the sand quarry wasn't showing up. But I still think we want to do the bridge. We're looking for the concrete facility, because we can't currently do that mission without finding it. But yeah, I think let's set this convoy up. The only thing in the way, well actually, before we set it up, there is a couple of things in the way. Our vehicle here, and that stuff there. Let's quickly jump into our demolisher. I'm just going to quickly, not obviously use this to do it, but I'm going to push these out the way. If we can. There we go. I just want them slightly off the road. But yeah, we'll set the convoy up, get that going. It'll give us a small stream of money coming in while the convoy's doing its thing. But it's a fairly simple setup. Because it's all main road all the way. So that's not so bad. And at least then that can be doing its thing while we look at what we're doing next. I do think that wooden bridge down the bottom to find the concrete facility over the other side is probably a priority, to be fair. So, the one we want to do, send support to the shore, FOB. There we go. Oh no, that's the wrong one, that's coastal base. That's the wrong one. We want the resources, don't we? So, the mission itself is help transport resources for the cargo convoy in transit. Our colleagues from a partner company have asked us to help escort a resource convoy passing through a region on its way to a neighbouring one, which was also hit by the hurricanes. Let's show some cooperation and lend them a hand. Okay. The XP doesn't matter because we're maxed out, but the money helps a little bit. Okay. I'm hoping I haven't missed any trees along here. It looks like they're using the Wayfarer, which we all know is rubbish, and we'll encounter any problems where there isn't a main road to utilise, so we need to be aware of that. But I'm pretty sure this is all main road all the way, so it shouldn't have an issue. It's got to allow for its turn-in circle because it's the Wayfarer, and it is rubbish. Along this way, probably straight around. Now the first vehicle is a Wayfarer. After that, it may not be. Sometimes it does change as the convoy keeps going, but I'm not sure on that turn there. We'll figure out how it works. Right, there we go. Dispatch vehicles, let it do its thing. We'll keep an eye on it. If something happens to it, we'll have to deal with it. Okay. Metal pipes. This is the mission we can't do. So this is delivering metal pipes, but we can't because we don't know where the concrete facility is. So my thinking is we need to build a bridge. And there is already a setup for a bridge over here. So I think we build a bridge and then we can go across the water and hopefully find the concrete facility over there. That's my thinking. We have a base here that we can get vehicles from. So let's, first of all, let's set up a bridge. Do a wide wooden. I know it's not designed to be a wide wooden there by the looks of things. Maybe we should do a smaller one then. There we go. So it should be a scout bridge, essentially. I'm just not a massive fan of them. Can I zoom in anymore? I can't, can I? Okay. I don't... See, the start of it's already there. Which makes me think... to be fair, before we build a bridge, let's go there. I wonder if it's going to tell us that it just needs things delivering. Because it's got the base there, so I wonder if it is just a case of delivering stuff there. Yeah, coastal base. All we need is a quick scout vehicle. I just want to double check there isn't already something there. That'll do. I've got a feeling if we just need to go where that bridge bit is, and it will say to us deliver this stuff, because it seems to be ready to go, which means we don't need to do anything else ourselves. We just need to cut the trees down. What was that? I don't think we've used this yet. I think this was something we got from a different mission. The pops and the bangs is quite amusing on this. I don't think we've used this one that much. Okay, there's a big tree in the way, isn't it? I think I can skirt around it for the minute. That's something we'll have to deal with in due course. We may even need to make this up off a road at some point. Especially if we've got to get a convoy across this bridge, which I've got a feeling we might. We'll need to make sure the road is all sorted, otherwise it just won't make it anyway. But yeah, I'm hoping this just says deliver these materials, is what I'm thinking. My other house, myself, have got a few deliveries appearing today, and I keep getting notifications on what's going on the way. Okay, anything? Nothing. No, hang on. Okay, no, that's the mission we've already set up. Ignore that. That was me thinking of a job done. That is mission complete, though, for the convoy. That will keep going, though. I thought this would give us a mission to actually do this. Instead, it's not. Which makes me... Sorry. Why have the basis of it there, then, if it won't give us a mission to do it? Okay. You would think that would just give us the mission, wouldn't you? But for some reason it won't. I can't build a bridge directly on that either, can I? No. Build it next to it, maybe? I think maybe we build it next to it. Although, I can't, it seems. Why can't we build that way? What am I doing wrong here? I've not built bridges in ages, to be fair. But even so, I don't quite understand why. That's not what I had to do, was it? Max sections 10. It's not 10 sections. That's weird. Let's try a metal bridge. There's only one type of metal bridge you can build. So the metal bridge goes across. We need 11 steel beams, though. The metal bridge goes across. What about a wide wooden? Okay, we can do a wide wooden. There we go. Let's do that. I still think that should have given us a mission to do logs there, but it hasn't. So we need 8 logs. Plenty of trees around. Let's jump back to coastal base and grab a vehicle to cut trees down, and we should just be able to crack them out really quickly. The crayfish is already out the other side. I could recall that, to be fair. It is the best one. Yeah, let's use the crayfish. In fact, we'll use the... I know, we'll use the crayfish. We've used all of the different ones, and the crayfish is definitely by far the best. So we'll make that bridge and then we can go across the other side and see what's there. We're hoping concrete facilities there because we need that for a convoy. In fact, we've got the mission for the convoy already, but not the actual place to go to is weird, but we'll figure it out. You had to take me to school, no, I wish you were older. Exactly, it's weird, isn't it? You grow up wanting to be older, and then you get old and want to be younger. But yeah, it's a weird one. Still a bit more money coming in from another route complete. I think there's 5 in total before the rewards run out. But at least that one's doing its thing. Okay, just going to get past the broken tree. So this should be fairly simple to do, to build the bridge, and then we can go across and have a look over that side. Obviously we need the explosives from over that side anyway, and there is another bridge we need to build over the other side where the metal beam facility is. There's a bridge there we need to do to get across as well. Could do wood or we could do metal. I suppose there's probably going to be a lack of metal around total, and we need quite a bit for the oil rig and things, so maybe we're better off just using wooden bridges where we need them, to be fair. Can I pick that tree up? Yes. Right, we'll grab the tree on the way. I forgot how many we actually need for the bridge, to be fair. Have a look in a sec. But once we get close, actually. This is going to be one of those trees that are pained about to move. Yeah. Hate trees like this. There's some trees, for some reason, get to the point of being too heavy. Like this one is. And then you fail to actually pick them up properly. It's just really annoying, if anything. Come on. Obviously we're trying to deliver directly to the actual bridge, so I don't want to process it yet. Like, all over. I may not have a choice. Come on. I want to process it in the area where we want to deliver, because that way it's done. Okay. Process now. Because then that counts as the one log delivered. There we go. 7 more to go. So that happens generally if the log's too long, or the tree's too tall, generally. Right, 7 more logs needed. 1 coming up here. Although the area looks like lots of trees, there is, but they're all really thin ones that you can't use. Which is a little bit annoying. Yeah, I really expected there to be a mission to build a bridge there, but for some reason there's nothing showing up. Unless it comes later, maybe we need to do something else first before the mission pops. I don't know. I was expecting it. It's not the end of the world though, building their own one. Just weird that all the layouts there. Okay, 8 delivered. Sorry, 2 delivered or 8. 6 to go. Yeah, a lot of these trees are too thin, so you can't actually do anything with them other than knock them down yourself. We need thicker trees. Further up the hill works of things. We've got one there. There we go. Okay, so number 3. I don't know why the camera suddenly zoomed out so far, to be fair. 5 to go. I think we just keep going slightly up the hill. There's a couple there together. And then, yeah, we've got to decide whether it's going to be metal beams or logs for the other bridge. Which we definitely are going to need, I think. The other thing as kids, we thought we were rich for £5. I know, that's the thing, isn't it? Money has definitely changed a lot as we've grown up, I think. You know, penny sweets used to be a penny, you can't do that now. Yeah, £5 was quite a lot of money. That's the thing. I remember going to the pub though years ago, and I mean years ago now, where you buy a pint of beer for £1.99, because I used to be annoyed you get a penny change every time, and you just start saying keep the change. And when you start thinking how much change people used to say, I used to give them, and just by saying keep the change, I bet they made quite a little bit of extra money on the side there from that. But yeah, £1.99 a pint. I don't know what it is now because I can't drink because of all the painkillers and stuff. But I know it's probably a lot more than that. I think it's around £5, I think someone said the other week to me. But yeah, £5 was a lot back in the day. Whereas now it's nothing really, is it? That's the thing. Even now though, I think if you wanted to be rich now, what you would class as rich years ago wouldn't be enough now. You know, to live on for the rest of your life, you know, people would say, oh, I want £500,000, that'd be life-changing. It would be life-changing, admittedly, but it wouldn't be enough to live on. Not really. Because it wouldn't last long. You know, I've never disclosed how much the settlement I got from the insurance was for the accident. I've admittedly changed my life, but it's not enough to live on for the rest of my life. That's the thing. You know, and obviously if the operation goes well, then we could potentially go back to work. I've just tipped over the vehicle, I didn't want to do. Don't do that. I don't know if this will go in where I want it to go. Yeah, it took it. I accidentally tipped over the scout vehicle though in the process after that. Come back. But because I couldn't get the tree to go the way I wanted it to any higher, I obviously had to try and do it where we were. And just caught the vehicle doing so. Let's quickly just move that vehicle out of the way, I think. A little bit over to the side, just so it doesn't get caught next time. There we go. The pops and bangs that vehicle makes are quite amusing, to be fair. But yeah, it's not enough anymore, is it? Yes, certain amounts of life change, but you just couldn't live with it. It wouldn't last long enough. Compared to when you was a kid, you'd think that was a massive amount of money. 10p sweets, yeah. Yeah, 20 quid will last you a whole night. Mad now. And obviously inflation, obviously things go up in price because of that, and obviously there are worldwide issues at the minute, and that's causing the price increase and stuff. It's just amazing. I think our generation kind of have lived something different to a lot of people. The changes with phones and computers and technology, but also price changes now to what it used to be. It is mad when you think about it all. But then when we was at school, I remember us sitting at school when I was, what, 10, 11 years old, and talking about the future. You'd draw a picture of what you predict the future would be. And 9 times out of 10 people drawing flying cars. That was kind of the in thing. Everyone assumed in the future we'd have cars that flew. And yet, we don't. And I don't think we ever will. The way technology is and the way things we've discovered so far, I don't think that would ever be a possibility. But that's what everyone believed in years ago, was that would be the big thing in the future, was a flying car. Right, we need 2 more logs, we're nearly there. for this bridge, and then we can go and have a look around over the other side and see what's there. Yeah, teleportation, yeah, it was all these things we assumed we'd have when we was older, and we have none of them, really. But yeah, teleportation as well. So I mean, I think every generation has different things they grow up with and experience, and it is different for every generation, but I think we're probably a generation that's experienced a lot more than most, especially in terms of technology, because it has changed massively from when I was a kid to now. You know, graphically, being able to stream to a worldwide audience, you know, being able to talk to people around the world, just didn't think it was conceivable back then. You know, the internet was just starting out, very much in its infancy when I was a kid, to the point that if you had the internet on, no one could get hold of you because it would block your phone line. So your grandparents would then kick off. I've been trying to ring for several hours, couldn't get through, just kept getting a weird noise because you were using the internet. Broadband wasn't a thing. So you either used the internet and had no phone, or had your phone and no internet. Let alone mobile phones as well. Because that was the weird thing. We started off with big phones that everyone wanted smaller. Once they got small, they started getting bigger again. Things seem to kind of move around in trends like that, don't they? But I have this conversation with Alf all the time about differences. How we grew up to what things are now, and what was the expectation of things, and how it actually turned out. Right, this is the final log, and then our bridge is built, and we can go and explore the other side. Obviously with this DLC, a lot of emphasis is placed on exploration and finding missions for yourself. So we'll go over the other side. We're hoping to find the concrete facility. That's something we really need to find, because that would then tell us what we need to do to get that up and running. But also the other convoy mission we've got, we want that to go there, so we need to figure out how that's going to work. So let's head across. We're in one of our scout vehicles. This is, I think, one we gained one of the DLC maps, I think. So let's see what we find. It's not the best scout in the world. It'll do. I'm still surprised that didn't give us a mission to fix that bridge. It's kind of bugging me that we could see the outline of the bridge. It wouldn't do anything though. Right, we have a road going to the right and then one going to the left round there. Let's go right first, I think. We'll follow the track. I do like all the pops though this makes. Quite amusing. Let's have a look what we find. Sound on this just keeps bugging out, I've noticed as well. Right, we've got something to the left here. I don't quite know what that is. Big build. I bet this is concrete facility. I bet we were right and it was straight across. Like the building's all showing up. This will be the concrete facility, I think. Which is what one of the buildings we were looking for, to be fair. Right, where do we get the activation for it? There we go. Right, is that now popped up in the missions? No. Okay, it is a concrete slab facility. 2 buildings. Wow, that needs a lot. It's not going to be a quick and easy job, that one. So we need, for this one over here, we need 5 5 logs and 5 steel beams. For this one here, I don't know why we need 2, but we need 10 concrete slabs. Wow, okay. Don't know where to find those yet. 5 steel pipes, metal pipes. Again, we don't know how to make those yet. And then 5 logs. That's quite a lot of materials. And the concrete facility is tied to another mission. So we need to find the steel pipe facility, I think, more than anything else. But 2 buildings is interesting. Unless there's more buildings we can... Ah, okay, look, there's pipes here to replace as well. You can see that straight. That red pipe there needs replacing. So we need to find the pipe facility. I still want to find more buildings we can destroy, but I've not seen any yet. Other than the tutorial one and the one at the castle. I've not seen any other buildings that we can destroy. And they've not come up as an option. Okay, where are we heading? So this heads further inland. Obviously we need to figure out how we get to the explosives that are there. So, I know we was going to head to the right there, but let's head to the left. Let's see where this takes us. So that hasn't come up as a mission either, weirdly. Ideally we want a base of operations over here, would be handy. Yeah, the concrete slab city hasn't come as a mission. But we know we need to do it anyway. The old dial up, yeah. Yeah, stop you doing what you was doing, exactly. I remember those days. There's all these buildings that I think we should be able to destroy, but they don't come up as an option. Whoa, okay. That's a bit flooded. Right, there's a main road here, which is the southeastern tunnel. We'll head there in a sec. And then there's... Okay, that is a road, but it's all waterlogged. By the looks of things. This pops and bangs with this thing is incredible. Right, there's the tunnel. That is the tunnel indeed. Okay. So we kind of need to follow that road along, don't we? So I think this track along the side here potentially takes us round. Yeah, there's a track here. Takes us underneath. Let's follow that. I'm curious. Because that seems to go underneath a rock ledge. Obviously we're looking for base operations if possible. And the pipe facility would be good as well, to be fair. Two things we haven't found yet. Whoa, okay. That's not the easiest path to follow. That's fairly blocked. I think we can make it through, to be fair. But yeah, definitely not these pops. I think this was the last DLC map we did. I think we got that from there. Because wasn't this from the eccentric guy who needed to get safe and stuff for it? I think that's where this came from. Although I could be completely wrong. Okay, is that another track? Okay, I'm glad we came this way because there's actually more here than we realised. There's something ahead of us, building wise. This is where this differs massively from the base game. The big emphasis on exploration to find things compared to the base game. Right, what is this here? Oh, there's a building. Okay. What is it going to be? And what do we need to build it? Is this going to be a base, potentially? What is it? What is it? Oh, this is a sawmill. Okay. So we need 15 logs for the sawmill to be up and running. Okay, that's not too bad. There may be even some laying around, to be fair. I know there's plenty of trees around as well. So sawmill we could get up and running fairly simply, I think. Obviously just got to get a vehicle over here, although the crayfish is nearby. Sometimes there's loose logs laying around, but it doesn't look like there are here. But yeah, that should be fairly simple to do. There's a road going up that way as well. So we'll head there next. But yeah, that's something we can do sooner rather than later, I think. Now there's a road heading this way, or track. I keep calling it a road, but it's actually a track. Just about make it out on the map. I've gone the wrong way. It's going this way and then left. But yeah, sawmill there, that's handy. We can get that up and running. This track goes this way. Where is this going to take us? It may just be another entrance point, maybe. A bit struggling with the mud here a little bit. Doesn't look too bad until you're in it, and then it starts. You can see how deep it's going. Yeah, it's not happy in the mud. But on first look, it didn't seem that bad. Now though, this is really struggling. Try and get to the right hand side, maybe a bit less wet. There's something coming out of the building. Okay, what do we got here? Looks like a house. Will we finally find another building we can destroy, I wonder? It's not showing up as anything. There are some materials here though. What's that there? It's like yellow. Oh, it's a crane on top. So there's interesting. I can't actually get through the gate. So normally you can just break these. Those are beehives. So there is a dilapidated house. There's beehives. There's some materials to recycle. But that's about it seems there. Okay. What else have we got nearby? That is definitely a weird one. But yeah, nothing else we can do with that. Track. That's the only track that was here. So let's remember. If a kernel, did you have to make a lot of roads? Kernel. No, I can't remember. Yeah, no, I can't even think. To be fair. Obviously, some maps are more road heavy than others. I don't think Kernel was many roads, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think it was. Oh, really? How? I didn't even... Okay, I don't know how we did that. So what we'll do then, while we're here, we may as well go and grab the crayfish. Now I've just turned the vehicle over. And we'll go and get the sawmill up and running, as we've got the crayfish nearby already. And then that's something at least being done. So we'll jump in the crayfish. I don't even know how that fell over. I really don't even know. But we'll get the sawmill up and running, because that's something else we can get done now. The convoy, actually the point, convoy to the concrete facility can now be done. What's that one? That one's, yeah, main base. So, although to set that up, we're going to need, this road here needs building before we set this up as a convoy, I think. That's the castle entrance we need to blow up. Yeah, we're going to need to do a road for the convoy to get all the way down here, because otherwise it won't make it. So yeah, we're going to need to build a big road, I think. Although there is part of the road needs building for the mission, but I think we're going to need more than that. Okay, what's the best way to get to the sawmill? There's lots of trees around it, so getting up and running shouldn't be that bad. To be fair, it's just obviously getting the crayfish there in one piece. And not making it fall over. Okay, there is a route to the right here, but we don't know how good it is, or how easy it is to get to be fair. You can see the pipe that needs replacing there. Sawmill's there. The road comes down this way. I'm still not seeing more buildings to break down. Now I thought there'd be I don't even know what number flip that is, to be fair. I thought with the Reclaim DLC, with the Wrecking Ball, we'd have lots of buildings to destroy and get the materials from. We've seen one. Well, two if you count the castle. There doesn't seem to be many at all, which kind of means the Wrecking Ball's pointless. Because it's not used. I don't understand why we're not seeing more buildings. Right, we should be going this way. Obviously we're trying to get to the sawmill. There is a road coming down out of here, just this way, going through into the forest, but I can't see the entrance point where we are, so I think we have to go. We'll follow this track further forward for the time being. Obviously we can explore the bit that we've not been to yet whilst trying to find a way over there. Sometimes it's tricky to see where the track goes. That's the thing, that's why the map is needed more often. Fly rocks. You know, the usual. Okay, this goes to the right. Okay, it does still go to the right. Crayfish generally is really good in most conditions in terms of it doesn't generally get stuck. So, not a bad one to use, to be fair, to quickly just get to where you want to go to. There's another building to build over here, by the looks of things. Even there's nothing on YouTube. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's the big feature was meant to be the wrecking ball places to destroy, not seeing it, and it bugs me. I don't know what it is. So someone did say the Eagle Vision is basically this, looking on the map and seeing what you need to build. So there's a construction for a radio tower, 4 logs, 2 beams. Now we can do that whenever we want. In fact, while the crayfish is here, let's deliver the logs. So we're already here anyway. We may as well just quickly chuck the logs in place, and that's job done at least. We just need to bring the beams over, which we already have 2 ready to go. So whilst we're here anyway, let's quickly get these beams done. Saves us coming back with the crayfish or another log cutter, to be fair. If we do this now, it just saves us time later. But yeah, I'm finding buildings to build but nothing to destroy, which, as you say, is weird. Obviously, I don't look on YouTube for stuff. I try not to, you know, spoil anything. So I'm not going to see anything to try and help us find more of these buildings. But for something that was meant to be a big feature, it does seem weird there's not much option to use it. Okay, 1 delivered. I did forget how many we needed, to be fair. How many do we need? 4. We need 4. 3 to go. So we need to find the smaller trees. Some are too thin. Someone was cutting them by hand by the looks of things. Right, none of those can be used. Still more money coming in from the infrastructure route. Still ongoing. I think that's maybe its final run, to be fair. Right, a couple over here to grab. So the beams you can bring over any time. Just need to remember to bring them over. We have 2 already done by the steel beam facility, actually. I don't feel like we've achieved a lot today in terms of completed missions, but I think we've found a few more places we need to deal with. So at least that's something today. We did build a road as well, to be fair. But then when the focus is on exploration to find the actual missions and buildings, you're going to have times, I think, when it doesn't feel like you've done achieve very much. I've got one over here. Something in that's not easy vision. Yeah, I don't get it. Like I say, the first one we had in the tutorial and that was it. And I've not seen a reason to use it since. And I want to use it, obviously. It's the whole point of the DLC was to not destroy buildings and rebuild buildings. And I like the difficulty level being added where you've got to find the missions yourself the majority of the time. Find the buildings to fix and stuff. I like that. But I want to be able to wreck more buildings. Even if you will need to rebuild one of these, say this, but you will need to knock down the remains of it. Could be something. You know, because it's just missing. It's not like it used to be there. It is currently just missing. So to actually destroy what's left and then rebuild it, even recycling some of the materials maybe, would be, I think, you know, realistic in that regard. So unless obviously the second map there's more on that maybe to do with the wrecking ball, I don't know. But as a big feature of the DLC, I'm kind of thinking it's a bit of a waste currently. Hopefully that will change, but as it stands, the whole wrecking ball situation seems pointless. Okay. I keep pressing the wrong button there. There we go. So that is that one being done. So that will give us all 4 logs. We just need 2 steel beams. We'll come back and do that in due course. But it just means we don't need to bring any logs here now because that is job done for that. Now, what? I would assume when we build the building, we'll get more missions pop up. I would assume. Yeah, clear the area first. Rebuild. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. That would make sense. But for some reason, none of that is on this. But the wrecking ball was the big feature. As I say, the second map may have more to it. I don't know. And we won't know till we get to it. But yeah, I don't know. It seems weird. Seems like we're missing something. Right, we want to get to there. Obviously, we are trying to follow the track just to see what else we find. So the track carries on there. There is a kind of track to the right. We'll head left. What are we doing for time? Oh, we've got about 40 minutes. We're plenty of time. Oh, hang on. There's something else to our right. There's a building over to our right-hand side. Let's go right first. I saw the blue outline there. I know we're not in the best vehicle to use for this. It's not quick. At least we can deliver logs when needed, though. But yeah, there's a building just over to our left. I can just make out. This probably isn't the way to get there, to be fair. Using the crayfish as a scout vehicle is definitely different. I think because I saw the blue, otherwise I wouldn't have gone this way at all. Logging the way there. The big building by the looks of things. I need to get through the trees. If it needs logs, at least we can do it immediately. That is the benefit to using this. I don't want to cut you down because I don't need to need a log yet. I don't know what I need. May have to cut that down to get past though, to be fair. No, we're okay. Okay. Where's this building gone? Oh, it's to our right, there we go. Couldn't see where it was for a minute. So what is that then? That just looks like a house. Oh, I wonder if that's where you sell things. Looking at that, it's got the shape of that kind of building, hasn't it? Obviously, I don't know if do we need to get closer or just show up? No, it will show up now. No, it won't. That's a sawmill. Yeah, we've got to get closer for it to show up. I was not expecting to use the crayfish as a scout vehicle, to be fair. Lots of stumps we're going to need to destroy here, I think. Walk between those. There we go. Right, what is it? I think it is the place you sell things. But I could be wrong. We still also, there's a new vehicle we haven't been able to use yet. And the reason I'm thinking of it is because of that back end that's on the floor there. It's got a high hitch on it. And there's no trailer for that, which I still don't quite understand either. Right, what do we got? Oh, it's another sawmill. No, it's not. That's a sawmill. Oh, it is a sawmill. Why was I thinking we were somewhere else? I kept thinking we were that car there, that's why. Right, we've made it to the sawmill. I didn't click that was already there. I thought we had still further to go. This was a different building. No, this is a sawmill. Right. We need 15 logs for this. Yeah, that confused the hell out of me then. I thought we were still making our way there and this was a brand new building we hadn't found yet, but no, I was wrong. Right, let's get some trees. 15 is a lot of logs, to be fair. I don't think it'll take too long though. We'll do the ones close by first. I don't know if we do need another vehicle to come and grab them though. It might take a little while if we have to keep coming back to put them in here ourselves. That's the only thing. Because we can make a pile and bring something over to pick them all up in one go. We'll see how we go with the ones around the edge first, I think. We may have to bring another vehicle over just to pick them all up. Just because the driving back and forth may take a bit of time otherwise. As if you just make a pile, it makes life a little bit easier. Especially when you've got lots of trees grouped together that you can do. A lot of these are too thin by looks of things. Right, there's one to our right. Oh, it's 2 or 3 actually here. There is a few to do just here. We're not too far away, so keep coming back to do these isn't too bad. Let's get it processed. There's number 2. But yeah, I'm not too sure what the wrecking ball is going on with that now. I say it's a feature that was meant to be really big and good, and currently disappointing. Stump there. The only problem with cutting trees down, stumps. And spotting them as well. So this is to get the sawmill rebuilt. And then we still need to do some exploring. We still need to find these explosives as well. Although we can build, I think we might want to build another bridge for those. There. Because I think where the steel beam facility is, that's the nearest bridge to where we want to be. So we do that out of wood or metal, to be fair. I don't want to use too many beams if we can avoid it for bridges, because we don't know if we're ever going to run out. I mean, I know there's lots of stuff we can recycle, but it's not limitless. So I do wonder whether wood is probably better to use the bridges for the time being, just because I don't want to recycle over metal, use that for a bridge and find actually we haven't got enough to do what we want elsewhere. So maybe we stick to wooden bridges, I think. Just because there's an abundance of it, it makes the most sense to utilise. Just in case we run out of the recyclable stuff. Same as concrete. Concrete is one of the things that's quite difficult to find to recycle, I find. There seems to be a lot less of that than other stuff. None of those trees can be done. That one can though. How many have we done so far? 3 or 15 so far. Why didn't I cut the tree down? I may have been because I went into the maps to have a look. I think I may have stopped it. This will be number 4. Oh, that was what I was going to ask. You know the Fallout TV series? Has anyone watched it? Is it any good? I keep thinking about giving it a go, but I haven't. I'm not around to it at the minute. I just wonder if anyone's seen it and thinks it's worth it or not. I've never really been a fan of video game to TV shows and stuff. It's never normally the same. But I've heard people say good things. I'm just curious to see if anyone's watched them themselves and what they think. If not that, what are people watching at the minute, TV series wise? You haven't watched it? No, see, I'm not sure either, to be fair. Me and my half not long ago finished Evil, which is really good. I think she got a bit annoyed towards the last season, mainly because I have this habit though, when we watch something together, a series, and even on my own, I don't want to watch anything else till we've finished it. You know, I don't want to then have 2, 3 different series on the go. Whereas she's quite happy to flick between different things. She hates watching this one whole thing in a row. So we'd rather 2 or 3 things on the go at once and just swap between them all. Because I can't do that, I have to watch it all. I might know books as well, to be fair. So yeah, we just finished Evil. We're currently doing Percy Jackson, the new series of that. Daredevil I'm watching. Well, that's 1 episode a week, annoyingly. Well, what's everyone else currently watching? What's coming up they're looking forward to as well? But if you haven't seen it, Evil's a good watch, to be fair. I did enjoy that. The actor who played Luke Cage in the TV series, he is in it. Keep meaning to go back and re-watch that, and Punisher as well, because they were really good. The new Daredevil's okay, to be fair. I don't think it's as good as the original when they first did the TV series though, that's the only thing. Since it's been on Disney, I kind of feel it's lost a bit of its edge. Right, let's get some processed. So this one will take us to number 6. Number 6 is done. You don't think 15 doesn't sound that much until you start doing it, and then it's like, that's a lot. But when I first saw it, that's not bad, we can get it done quickly. It turned into to actually be quite a lot of trees by the end of it. The pit. Oh, okay. It's nice as it feels like being like, oh, okay. That's interesting. The other one I watch on Netflix over lunch normally is The Resident. That's an American medical one. That's quite good. I generally watch that over my lunch break. Right, we're getting there. Obviously this takes time. So that's number 7. So far I still think it's quicker to us to deliver them after cutting them ourselves. We're not too far away to warrant another vehicle, I don't think. Now when you start going further in though with the stumps and stuff, it gets a bit tricky. Mainly to see where you should be going and where the stumps are. One there. I just had a thought, it's all well and good building the sawmill, which obviously is needed to understand the map, but what do we actually use it for? Because other than convoys, I don't think we actually utilise the sawmill for anything, do we? I don't think it sells logs per se or anything. So it may just be for convoys, to be fair. I know previously we'd have to redo a whole load, what was it? On one of the previous maps we did, Sawmill was already built, but we had to redo all the roads around it and stuff. But yeah, we're talking about the DLC and how we think so far. I think I like the idea with building the buildings. I think that's quite good, but I do think, as we said previously, they're missing a trick in terms of destroying what's left of a building that's been damaged by the hurricane and then rebuilding it. I think they definitely missed the trick there. The arm kind of hit something on the way to stop itself, so I've got to redo it. There we go. Second time of asking it connected. Right, so this one processed, and I'll do another one done. So what are we missing? We found the concrete facility that needs fixing. We've obviously got the steel beams up and running. We need the pipe facility. We still need to find where that is. And I think that's it, isn't it? That's all the big buildings anyway. And then obviously there must be another forward operating base out here somewhere on this side of the water. I would assume there is. Medical machines, doctors, okay. That's quite interesting. A bit of a busman's holiday, though, isn't it? Busman's holiday is a term, but it's not quite what I meant. But I mean, if you ever have to watching that, because then you'll have work and stuff. It must be a bit weird for her to be sitting down watching a program about her work, essentially. Especially if it is that realistic as well. Surely at home you want to forget about your work for the few hours that you're not actually there. Okay, another log on board. Doesn't look like we're going to get all these logs from one bit as well by the looks of things. Yeah, travel too far to grab it. Still can't believe when we first got to this and started looking around, I actually thought this was a completely different building. We'd already found it and was bringing the crayfish across. And I just saw the blue outline and thought it was a different building. I was feeling really excited because something new. But no, that's the one we was aiming for in the first place. There we go. I am still hoping to get episodic content back up and running. That was the whole point of using tomorrow as well, to try and get on top of some of it. As I say, I'm struggling with Metal Gear Solid. I don't know quite what to do with the Master Collection. I don't know. I don't know if it is... It's either the type of game it is, which I'm just not getting into, or it's the age of the game that I'm struggling with. And I don't know which one. Part of me thinks I need to get a more modern Metal Gear Solid and do that episodically and just see if that's better. Because we don't do many games that are older. It's not something I've ever really focused on or looked at. And so I do wonder whether that's why I'm struggling with it. Because its controls, its graphics, even the story is not really that doesn't grab me. The downside is you guys voted on it, which is why I think maybe I don't know if it was Crazy Irishman. Do you remember if we was going to do a franchise run of Metal Gear Solid? I know we need to start the final Far Cry still. That's something we need to start episodically. First time she'll watch movies without going, she'll never do. Oh really? You can't watch them because they don't do it properly. It's not realistic enough. That's a good point, to be fair. Yeah, that must take the fun away if you're watching and going, well, that's not real. That can't happen. Right, what are we? 11 or 15. I do that with some army shows as well. I watch those and go, that's not right. My other half gets annoyed by it. But yeah, I don't remember. Do you remember Crazy Irishman when we voted for Metal Gear Solid Master Chief Collection? Was that meant to be a franchise run? Because I do wonder whether I need to try a modern one for that. Also, we also still need to do Far Cry 6 to finish off that franchise run as well, episodically. So I mean, I need to get episodic content back up and running. I know 50% of our audience is episodic, and 50% is live stream. There's a small amount, well, I say 50, it's like 48, 48, and there's a small percentage that do both. I mean, I'm missing potentially half our audience because I've not been consistent with episodic content because of how drowsy I am and that kind of thing. I'm desperate to get it back going again. No, I can't remember either, to be fair. What I might do, I might have to have a look at a more recent one, give it a go and see. It's either that or pick something completely different, which I don't want to do because we voted on it. But we do need to do Far Cry 6 though, so I do need to start getting sorted. And then I think what we've got, Wreckfest, need to get that back up and running. SnowRunner as well. And then figure out what we're going to do about this episode of content. It's amazing how it's changed over the years since we've been doing this, because when we first started we were just live streaming, then we had the episodic stuff and the voting to it, and then we were having an episode of something a day plus live streams near enough every day. And then over the time I physically have got worse for different reasons. But we've struggled to keep on top of the amount we used to do. Considering we started after the accident as well, I seem to have been fresher back then to what it is now. But it bugs me that I'm not as consistent as we were. We did it on the yearly update we did in December. We were like 200 videos less than the previous year. Which I find madness. I didn't think it was that badly affected, but it does seem like it is. Right, 2 more logs needed and then this building's done. We're running out of time, we've got like 20 minutes left. We'll definitely get the sawmill up and running at least. That may even introduce us more missions. Because previously we got a building done, it gave us more missions. So potentially we may get that again. And 2 more logs needed. And that is the sawmill up and running. And this is one of the reasons I like RoadCraft and games similar to it, because you can just crack on, do the missions, get stuff done, and just chat about random stuff while you're doing so. It's quite nice just to chat randomly. And that's the whole point why we started the channel originally, was the social aspect. So it does what it needs to do. And then we play other games like Kingdom Come Deliverance and stuff, and that's more about the game than anything else, because the realism involved and stuff. Whereas this, you can just chat about nothing. There's no story really to it. It doesn't matter so much. Tomb Raider, you play old square around. Yeah, I don't know if I could do it, to be fair. I think it is graphics, and I've not been one for like, I've never been affected by the 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second. Oh, the game's rubbish because it's stuck to 30. It's never been an issue for me. But I do wonder whether the older games that graphically are nowhere near what we expect these days. Even when they're remastered, the graphics don't change massively, I don't think, for a lot of these older games. And I think maybe I'm just becoming a bit of a snob when it comes to graphics for older games compared to new games. But then I also wonder whether the stories for some of the older games aren't as good as they are nowadays. I kind of feel stories these days, there's a lot more effort into them than maybe there was back then. But at the time, you just didn't notice it. Because I would say the Metal Gear Solid story doesn't grab me at all from the Master Chief Collection. And I don't know if the story gets better with the newer ones. It may not, that may be it. But currently, it just doesn't do it for me at all. There's not many games we've done on the channel where we started and never finished. There's not many at all. I think there's only one. No, 2. Was it Last Dawn or that one, that horror game? We started that and couldn't get on with it at all. And the other one was Star Wars Rogue Squadron, I think it was called. And again, we started it and just couldn't get into it. So there's not many games we've given up on. But yeah, I'm thinking Master Chief Collection may be one of them. I don't know, I've got to sit down and work it out. I do want to try a newer one though, just to see if it is the older ones that's the issue and I've become a bit more of a snob. Sawmill restored and ready for work. The sawmill is done. I don't know what that gives us. That's something we've got to check. Okay, no new missions. I would assume... Can we see a yellow doorway anywhere? If there's a yellow door, it means convoys. Can't see a yellow. Unusually. Okay. So that's not going to give us convoys then. It's just another building built. We're not gaining anything. There's nowhere to sell, nowhere to buy from. It's just another building built then. Okay. Well, Sawmill's done. Okay, we've got a choice. We can get the 2 beams over and get the radio tower done. Or we can get the logs done for these, maybe. Or there's obviously more exploring to do over this side as well. Or the bridge, or the road. Let's get... I think let's get the radio tower built. We've got, what, 10-15 minutes. The radio tower just needs 2 beams. We've got those ready to go over here. I think we just go and get those done and delivered, because then it's something we can forget about. We've done it. It's done. So we'll jump into the Wayfarer OFT96 TSP to give it its full name. We'll grab these 2 beams we've got here, and I think we drive all the way across and deliver those. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure the route back across, so we have to figure that out as well. But at least then that's something else built and done that we can forget about over that side. Obviously the concrete facility is big, we need to get that done, but we need also to find a pipe facility, because without that we can't actually do a lot of that building. And then we need all the facilities up and running to do the main mission, which is the oil rig up and running. But yeah, so I think we still need to explore. We need to find the pipe facility, because without that we can't actually finish off a lot of the stuff over different places. But we'll do it. There we go. Pipe facility, because we can't actually build the concrete facility without it, or we need to find loose pipe somewhere. That's the other thing. We've got the beams running already. Yeah, so pipe for concrete. Sawmill's done, but it doesn't matter, it doesn't actually give us anything. And then go, I think that's everything then. Once we get all those up and running, I think that's everything. Right, let's work out quickly how we get in there from here, because obviously the road is blocked in places. Mainly here. Although I think we can get round here and do it that way, to be fair. And then we come through, over the dam, potentially where the road should be, and then go up quarry over. It's a fairly simple route to a degree, but we've never done a straight run from here to there before, so the quarry will be interesting. I think we're going to need to build a road anyway, because we need to do convoy from our first base to the concrete facility. So that's over our wooden bridge we built, but on top of that it's going to go for a quarry. Now there is already a road there that we need to build as part of the mission. I've got a feeling we need to build more of that road. I don't think it'll be just a little bit, because I don't think the convoy's going to make it otherwise. Oh yeah, so this in the old going to have to progress something. Yeah, I think that's what's happening to me as well, and I didn't realise I was doing that either until recently. I never really looked at graphics and thought they're rubbish and I don't want to play it until now. And it's kind of happened just out of nowhere. Yeah, they don't feel. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't feel the same. It's not what you remember. But it's kind of happened suddenly. I didn't realise I was like that until playing Metal Gear Solid Master Chief Collection. I didn't actually think graphics. I've never, been bothered by graphics. But I think on the older games, maybe I am. No, don't. Oh, are you kidding me? I've lost count. Seriously? I just got. I caught a stump. Slightly wrong. And that did us. How many times have we rolled vehicles today? Because it's getting silly now. So yeah, I just caught a stump slightly wrong. and that's what caused us to go over, go and rescue ourselves. But more times rolling today, I think, than anything else. And I couldn't quite catch it as quickly as I normally would to save it either. Annoyingly. Yeah, definitely I've rolled more times today than ever before. Getting silly. Right, we'll get this up and round, and then we'll go and rescue ourselves, and carry on driving where we're going. But yeah, as I say, I've never been fussed about 30 frames per second or 60. That's never bothered me, and I've never really noticed the difference. But I do think it's the older games. I just don't think I'm happy with them anymore. That's my concern. If they ever do remaster Assassin's Creed #1, my concern would be it's not how it used to be in terms of how it felt, and that first ever experience is kind of gone. Same as the Black Flag remake they're doing. The story's the exact same. I've got no interest in playing the remake or the remaster, whatever way you want to say it is. There's no interest in me because the story's the same. Nothing's changed. It's just going to upgrade the graphics essentially. I don't think mechanics are even being updated. I think it is just graphics. If it was a different story, it'd be a different question. It'd be a different thing. But yeah, that doesn't interest me because of the only change will be the graphics. Yeah, I just caught it. More times today than SnowRunner. Yeah, that's saying something, isn't it? I just don't know what it is today. I can't say it's all rustiness for not playing. I don't know what it is. I suppose it could be rustiness, I suppose. I was hoping to blame the Wayfarer vehicle, but I can't really. Because it's not just that we've tipped over. Right, slow. There we go. Right, stop. I was braking while still moving there. Right, I may just be able to just nudge this over. Say may. Maybe I'll get low enough. Yeah, I think we can. There we go. You can see where I tried to save it with the crane. Right, let's crack on. Just caught it too fast. Gotta be a bit more careful with the stumps. There's so many stumps around. You can't see them a lot of the time until it's too late. Oh, good. Let's just be thankful damage wasn't in the game before we started. And the only way to put damage on now for us is to restart the whole game again. So glad it's not on. I'd spend more time fixing vehicles than I would actually doing anything, I think. Which way are we going here? So we want to go to the right. Should be able to get through the water, okay? It's only a little bit of mud. Big old log here, though. To the right. Up we go onto the road. I don't know, caught on something there. Ah, there's a fence there. Ah, I missed the fence by a tiny amount to get up there. Turning circle off this isn't brilliant. The Mule and the Voron are definitely a lot better when it comes to turning. Obviously smaller vehicles, easier to turn in tight spaces. Whereas this I'm finding, it's just like turning a tank. I like obviously the extra space in the back, the fact that you can carry more. You can carry more weight on top of that, and even the crane will lift more weight. Definitely better. But it's the turning circle you're kind of losing out with. But then you can't have everything. You can't have everything, can you? You carry more weight, the turning circle is rubbish. Definitely a compromise. Playing Batman wasn't that bad. Yeah, the graphics in Batman were nowhere near as bad as Metal Gear Solid 1, 2 and 3. Batman, you could see it was dated, but it wasn't that bad. And I enjoyed Batman. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know if it's the story. I don't know if it's just too linear, maybe, or it's the graphics. I need to have a think about what we're going to do. I say, there's not many games on the channel we've just stopped and not done any more of. As far as I can remember, it's only 2. I don't really want to add to that number. I forgot the 2 beams there, to be fair. I could have grabbed the Vaughan or the Mule and grabbed those from there. I forgot they were there. So I don't really want to end it, but at the same time, if I'm not wanting to play it, what's the point? Right. From here, we need to head to the right and across the dam, don't we? How are we time-wise? We're rapidly running out of time. I want to get these beams delivered before we finish today, so at least we can say that's another job done. We still have a lot more exploring to do on the map. Like I say, we're going to need to find the metal pipe facility. We need to go grab the explosives so we can access the castle area. There is a building to break down in the castle area, but we need to get to it first. And then, yeah, there's the rest of the map to explore, I think. The plan is we will back in RoadCraft on the Reclaim DLC in this on Thursday morning. KCD is on Friday, and tomorrow is where I need to figure out the plan for the channel going forward. I hate the fact we had 2 weeks over the Easter holidays and no content. That bugs me, the fact we lost out. This is the start of the road bit, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So from here, we need to head where the road needs building, but then we want to head towards the quarry because we've got to get across this bridge over here. I don't know if we're going to get there today. It's already finished, to be fair. But yeah, my plan tomorrow, I'm going to need to sit down and make a plan in my head tomorrow. Oh, it's a double road. Look at that, double road to build. Yeah, work out what we're doing. My kind of thinking is we're going to sack off. Sack off is a weird way of saying things. We're going to stop. Try and drive over where we laid the electricity cable. Isn't obviously going down very well. Yeah, I think we'll probably stop Metal Gear Solid 1, 2 and 3. We've completed 1 already. I think we're a couple of bits into 2. And I will look at what games are more recent to do with that series and just try the next one, essentially. I'm guessing number 4, but I'll have a proper look and just see. But I'm surprised I've become a graphics snob, to be fair, in that regard. Is it a graphics snob though, or is it just the age of games that affects me? I'm not sure. I don't know if it's graphics or the age, I don't know. Yeah, they are 20. Yeah, they are really, really old. I know. And that's why I think maybe it's the age. It's not necessarily graphics. I think it's the age of the game and just the way it plays. It's different to nowadays, and I think that's what's doing it. Okay, we need to take a left here. But I'm surprised at myself for being like that, to be fair. I never thought I'd ever be that kind of person to dislike something because of age. But then I suppose we didn't know games would develop the way they have. That's the other thing, isn't it? You know, back in the day, when we started, gaming was starting to be the thing on the PlayStation 1 and even the PlayStation 2. You could never guess the graphics would get as good as they are now. It would never have even come to your mind that would be the way it would go. Why just get myself stuck? Is that my scout vehicle there? It is. Cool. We're going to need to tow ourselves out. I thought we could just drive through that and it wouldn't be a problem, but I was wrong. It is a problem. The mud's just too deep and the Wayfarer can't make it, even with all-wheel drive and low gear on. Towing on. Go. Over that. Towing on. Come on. Can't see if the wheels are spinning or not. But I have got towing on, so it should be driving itself. Come on. The wheels spinning? I don't think these wheels are even spinning. It's meant to be because towing's on. Saying that, he's not reversing either. Right, towing's on. There we go. It wasn't doing it before for some reason. I had to sort of reset it. The towing's on, which will help. I did think we could just drive through, and I was definitely wrong there. It's deeper and worse than it looks. Never say never, you never know. Yeah, I know how far I've come. Yeah, exactly, Pac-Man and stuff. I just didn't think that would ever be a thing that would affect me, to be fair. As I say, when you get the arguments over 30 frames per second and stuff, I've never been interested in that argument. But that's why I don't necessarily think it's just graphics. I think the age of the game is important. Mainly the really old games. I think there'll still be something like Batman. It's old but not too bad. I can still enjoy it. I don't think I can pull this out from here. Come on. Come on. Moving ever so slightly. Man, that's bad. Like when we build that road there, we obviously have to extend down here anyway for the convoy that's needed, so we'll have to fill that in anyway when we do that roadway, I think. So we'll have to sort these puddles and stuff out. But yeah, that's worse than I thought that was going to be there. Right, we are slightly over time, but I want to quickly get this finished off. We've got one thing we need to finish off building with the 2 metal beams we've got on board. We'll go and get that finished before we finish for today. 3.5 hours have flown by. We've managed to get some things done though. We have now rebuilt the metal beam facility. That is now up and running. We need to head to our bridge, which we should be able to get by going through the quarry, hopefully. Yeah, metal beam facility is up and running. We've rebuilt the sawmill. We've rolled the vehicles loads and loads of times because we're silly. What else have we achieved today? Explored more of the map. We've tested out the new Wayfarer for the sand tipper truck and decided it's rubbish. This Wayfarer is definitely better. And the new balancing they did on the Wayfarers hasn't worked, especially on the tipper truck. What else have we achieved today? I think that's about it, isn't it? A couple of buildings, some exploration on top, rolling vehicles left, right and centre. Always fun. Rescuing ourselves a few times. I think that's it. I always put in the blurb after the stream, and this is in all their live streams, kind of little gist of what we've achieved in that stream. Mainly for my benefit, for when the next time we stream that game I can look at the previous and go, oh, this is what we did. There's a lot of this for my benefit, but it's always interesting thinking about what did we just achieve. And it's bad when you think, oh, we didn't really achieve anything. Generally it doesn't happen, but occasionally I do think about it, especially games like this. You go, oh, okay, that was a bad one, we didn't really do anything. But we've got a couple of buildings built at least. The big thing was rolling vehicles. That was the big thing. Still don't quite understand why there's no mission to make a bridge there, but everything else for the bridge is there. Nothing there. Gotta make a road. Okay, so we're going, there's one building to finish off around the corner. We've already done the logs for it. He's literally just got to give it the beams and then it's job done. And it may even give us new missions, I'm not sure. Oh, it's definitely handy to see, yeah, it is. I'd do it, it's for my benefit, but also the reason for other people to see, oh, that stream has done this. But yeah, it's a lot more for my benefit though. I forget otherwise what we've achieved. Right, the big tower over to my right hand side, that's where we're going. I will say, and I know you reminded me, Crazy Ice, when I said that this seems to be the go-to vehicle. It's not as nimble or fast as the Voron or the Mule. But I think the fact it can carry so much more, can lift better, more weight, does make it better. but it is definitely slower and less nimble. But that trade-off, I think, is worth it for the fact you can carry more. Because there's no way that what we did earlier with the three metal pipes and the 2 concrete slabs and 2 metal beams, all on the back in one go. There's no way we would have managed that with the Vaughan or the mule. It wouldn't fit for start, but also they wouldn't be able to move. So there is a big difference with this, in a really good way as well. There we go, communication tower is now complete. 1000 XP that we don't need, and 2 more tokens. Intel collected as well. Something else is at least complete. That's the important part. Handbrake, stop there. Area revealed. Okay. We've revealed the area by doing that. That's really handy. I didn't know that was going to do that, to be fair, but that is extremely handy. Right, what have we got? Radio tower there, which is what we knew. Sawmill we've rebuilt. Oh, what's all this? So we were moaning earlier about buildings that can't be destroyed. The lack of things we can use the wrecking ball for. We were wrong. We were say we were wrong. We're not wrong, but we are as well, because it seems there's a whole town here where buildings can be demolished for resources. Well, I say buildings. 5 buildings. It's slightly underwater though, which will be interesting. There's 5 buildings we can demolish and take resources from, which will be interesting. I'm glad there's actually some there, because we were saying earlier how bad it is and how the feature of these DLC does seem to be pointless. So I'm glad there's something, but even so, is that going to be enough, or is it too late is the question. I also want to finish off these buildings that are partly built in areas as well, but it doesn't seem like you can. We need to finish off getting the concrete slab facility up and running. So we've got that to do. We've got a forward operating base over here that we need to unlock and get sorted. We don't know. We'll have a look at objectives in a minute. And then it looks like there's another bridge here. Whether we can use it or not, we don't know. Railway bridge as well. And over this bit of the map, we know the explosives to collect are here. So I'm guessing over here somewhere will be our metal pipe facility. Would be my guess. Unless it's hidden in the trees here, which I don't think it is. So doing that was definitely advantageous for us, because it opened up quite a few things to do next time. Bear with me a second. I know I need to finish, but I've just got delivery. Bear with me 2 seconds. Overrunning, and then I've got to stop to answer the door. Not helpful. Okay, so that has also given us new missions. I know we're definitely overrunning now, and we do need to finish. Let's have a quick look at the new missions though. Deliver equipment to the forward operating base across the river. So we need to deliver. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, so one of the new mission, well, the only new mission by the looks of it, to unlock the forward base, we need to make a route, a convoy, from the coastal base to there. Oh, that's going to mean a road down to this bridge, and then potentially a road somehow getting there, because this is all underwater. Wow, okay, that's not going to be easy. We'll have to figure that out next time though, as we are out of time today. Ah, that's not going to be fun. Okay, we're out of time. I can't extend much more. I'm kind of beyond that point now. But I think obviously finishing that off was helpful, because it gave us more of a view. So yeah, we can now at least see them buildings, like you say. But I still think it's a little. Is it too little, too late? Because I don't think there's going to be many more buildings on the map we can destroy, bar them 5, and the one the tutorial gives you at the start of the map. Unless there's another 5 on the top right-hand corner of the map, which I don't think there's going to be. I don't know. Is it too little, too late? Waiting all that time to then smash 5 buildings and that's job done. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out when we get back to it. We are currently 30% complete, according to this. 5 of 15 infrastructure, 11 of 35 side objectives. There's still many, many, many more missions to find. We're missing 21 missions. We've only got like 5 or 6 on our list, and yet we've nearly explored the whole map. So there's still lots to do and figure out, I think. Yeah, what materials they give us? They might give us all the pipes we need, to be fair. I don't know. We'll get there. I think we made decent progress. It just doesn't feel like we did enough. But we did. The biggest thing today, we rolled vehicles a lot. That's the big thing. Crazy Irishman, thank you for joining us. Pleasure as always. Hope you have a good rest of your day. But that is us done. We are back on Thursday morning now for more RoadCraft's Reclaim DLC. We're also back on Friday morning for more Kingdom Come Deliverance as we look to finish the base game of that as well. No stream tomorrow, no episode or anything, but I'm going to hopefully get some stuff sorted for next week. I don't know. I'm trying my best. See you Thursday, Crazy Irishman. Massive thank you guys. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. As I say, we're back Thursday morning for more RoadCraft, Friday for KCD. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you in the live stream very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.